Okay, whatever. It is what it is. Like, I was like, it's going to be 4 seconds for the next 60. I was like, let me just cancel it out. Oh my God. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Greetings and salutations. I am Miss Sabrina. So welcome back to my channel. And shout out to, first of all, let me just say a huge shout out to everybody that is on this panel tonight. We look so fabulous. We look like we are ready to film because the old network and Will Packer would say, make sure you don't have any prints on your shirt. Make sure that they're solid colors. We look like we are ready for the green screen.
You already know.
Yep.
Anyway, oh my God, thank you so much, everyone. Tonight we will be, get my camera straight. Tonight we will be doing the panel review for Ready to Love Miami, episode number 8. And you know, I like to get right into it. We're going to get right started. So I am going to go around the room. I'm not going to go around the room. We're going to go around the room and everyone's going to introduce themselves. And I want you guys to let everyone know where they can find you. I do this in the beginning of the show and the very end, just for people that don't catch it in the beginning and catch the end, and for people that catch the end and don't catch the beginning, or you know what I mean. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and start with Randall Scott to my right, my left.
Yeah. Everybody, I'm Randall Scott from season 6, the ongoing show. You can find me at rscott31 on Instagram.
What's up, everybody? Tyrone E. Wilson, Ready to Love DC. Been here many times before. It's always a pleasure to be on here. You can catch me at Ty Wilson21 on all social media platforms, or get my my company's info if you're into cybersecurity at Cover6, COVER, the number 6 solutions, everywhere on social media as well. So happy to be here. Let's get it.
All right, everybody know who I am. Nah, okay. so it's your man P.O. You know, obviously, you know, I'm part of the last season, but you guys know where to find me at, and if you don't, it's at 100 sightings on Instagram, or in your neighborhood, uptown, downtown, everywhere Visa could be found. All right.
Okay, and I am Jamie Alexander, on-camera host, real estate investor. I was a reviewer for season 4 and 5, which was so fun. You can find that on my YouTube channel, and follow me on my YouTube channel and Instagram at my name, Write Her.
And I never introduced myself. I thought about that the other day. I am Miss Sabrina Soul. I am the host of the show. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for my panelists to join me. Thank you for everyone that is in the chat. I love you guys so much. You are my faithfuls. You are my soulmates. And don't forget to like this video on the way in and on the way out. I would so greatly appreciate it. Anyway, let's get right started. Okay. First, because we are on Ready to Love Miami, I have to ask Randall before we get started. I have to ask, how you feeling? That's the $1 million question.
I'm alive. No, I'm good. I have no complaints. I'm good right now.
Okay. Because we only on episode 8. So.
I said it right now.
Right, exactly.
Do you pay attention to the chats and the blogs?
Nah. I started to.
Good.
You know, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, good. Just let them have that, man.
Yeah.
Let them have it.
Yeah, stay out of them comments, brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see how I start messing with other people. I say, I'm not even gonna go that route.
Good idea.
So, yeah, just quick question though for Randall, if you can say this.
Yeah.
Do you know how many episodes you guys this season is going to be?
I'm not sure exactly.
Okay.
Not sure. I think it's gonna be 12 though.
Okay. So it'll be
That's
like
what
us.
I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like they started doing a couple things a little later on. So.
Yeah. Looking at how it is right now, it pretty much has to be 12.
Can we shout out Clifton and Joy real quick?
Oh my God.
The engagement.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
Yep.
Yes. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's amazing because it's so crazy because I remember when I was reviewing last season. I remember when they got together. Like, I don't know if you guys watch my reaction, my live reactions when I'm watching the show, but I literally was about to cry like when they decided to choose each other, because in real life it's no denying it. Screw everything else that happened. Whoever acted, however, let's keep it 100. They was in love with each other, and
No
that's
doubt.
show was about, and that is a beautiful thing, and for a marriage to come out of it and then so soon. But I said to myself, I was like, oh my God, it's only been a year. And I'm like, you know what, they knew from day one.
Yeah, and when I saw those two at the mixer, I'll never forget it. I saw those two at the mixer, and I was like, wait a minute, that energy was just there. And then the very, very second day, the next day after the mixer, we did the brunch, and I was supposed to take Joy out after the brunch, and what was happening off camera, I'm like, you want me to take her out after this?
Yeah, because we saw that, Paul.
Really?
Right.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of pretty much in the bag from day one.
Yeah.
So
You like that?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Shout out to them. All right. Anybody have any questions? Because I am ready to get started.
Yeah, do we call Randall or do we call him Rah-Rah?
Rah-Rah. Right.
I think I'm gonna call him Randall. Can I do
How
Randall?
long that's gonna last? Like, how long we gonna go?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep.
I don't know
I'ma
if I
keep
could
Randall.
call another grown man Rah-Rah.
Yeah, that's not gonna be for me. But,
That's the
you know.
Randall, man.
That's the ongoing thing with you. And I know you like because I know I called you Rah-Rah a couple times too on the panel. But yeah, we gonna call you Randall tonight. We gonna call you Randall, Mr.
Whatever
Smack.
word.
How about that? How about Mr. King? Mr. King.
Oh, the king.
We definitely watched the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the beginning of episode 8, Tommy does meet with the men in the lounge, and they tell them that the women will be meeting their ex. And the very first date, we have Randall, and Randall's ex, Brittany, will be meeting Jamala, Trinika, and Kayla. Brittany tells the ladies that they were together since about 2004. Or they were together in 2004, and they were together for about 2 years. Brittany says that they should have never dated, and they still tight though. They still cool. Brittany tells the ladies that they have to bring more to the table than just looks. And she does ask them what are some of their goals that they have for themselves. Now, what do you guys think about that scene with Brittany and Randall and the ladies that he met? Why don't we start with Randall? How are you feeling? How did you feel having to bring your ex on the show to talk to the ladies?
Honestly, coming into it, I was nervous. You know, I was like, this is like a setup, right? There's no way that I'm about to sit up here with 4 women who have liked me at one point in time. But the actual scene, it was probably one of the best scenes that I did. It was super dope. Yeah. Brittany's she's a journalist, so she kind of like I posted on my Instagram. I probably said 2 words, like joking around, but I literally probably said 2 words. Like, she controlled absolutely everything. She had all her own questions. She literally put them in the hot seat.
Did y'all have any questions? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a interesting choice of words there, Randall. When you said has liked you at some point in time.
Yeah.
So that means we gotta deduce, what's changed.
Between
but it's
me and
cool, like between the other three women.
Well, I was mainly talking about her, like
okay.
at the time, because we were together for like it was 2014. It was about 2 to 3 years me and her were together, but she's moved on. She has her own family and everything. So
okay. No, I was talking about the current 3.
Yeah.
You said it was past tense that they used to like you. A couple of them used to.
I said 4 women. I was talking about her. It was past tense.
Okay.
Her.
Okay.
I was talking about her.
Okay. I realized.
Yeah.
I see you open up the trap door on them.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's always revealing when the exes come or when the family members come, because they can't hide that. You know what I mean? As much as they try, their body language, the questions they ask is going to be really, really revealing. And then also the way that you respond is going to be really revealing. And you seem calm and collective, like you've been there before. You know what I mean? So that was pretty cool. I feel like you always had that approach though. Like you know, like this is normal, regular old Saturday to you.
I just try
Dang, like that.
to.
I really
Yeah.
liked what the ex's name was Brittany. I really liked her. She was very solid, like a solid woman. Actually, somebody I could see myself hanging out with because she's very aware. You know, to be able to be with somebody and be like, we shouldn't even date it. We really should have just been friends. To have that level of awareness and the fact that you guys still have that are cordial. You know, I love that. And she said some things about the ladies when she was sizing them up that I felt were completely accurate, which means she was listening. Like you said, I love you mentioned she's a journalist because I'm like, what is it about her? Because she's on top of it. So her listening game, taking notes, hearing, and being able to spit that back and come up with something that makes sense. Like she was on point. So you called the right person, and it definitely gave all of us watching a little bit of insight. Like, okay, so she's with them and she's seeing what we're seeing, or oh, she caught something we didn't see, you know. So she was solid. I enjoyed it. That was a great way to start this episode.
Yeah, no doubt. What she said, or I'm sorry, what she said. Yeah, I thought that I thought she was like, definitely, sharp with the questions. She wasn't like so rigid that that she just kind of looked like she was there for interrogation. I mean, she kind of let the ladies do what they do, and then at the same time, she came in there with a job, and she understood the assignment. So yeah, she did. I think she did good.
Yeah, and I like the way she said I think she was the one where she said she felt Kamala's softness. And so that was another level of observation that I could appreciate because she was right there. There's something that happens energetically when you're in the room with people, and, it needs to be articulated because it matters. So she picked up on everything. I love it.
I completely agree. We have a question for you, Randall. Someone in the comments is asking, why did she say that you two should have not been together?
I mean, I didn't say it. She said it, but probably.
Well, true. She did.
Oh, fine. I feel like we started off as friends, so that's what made it so dope. Everything was built on that whole friendship foundation, and we laugh and joke just like we did there. But when we got together, it was a lot of ups and downs, and things got a little rough. So, I mean, if you look at it, the relationship might have ruined what we had a little bit. So I think that's what she's touching on.
Do you have the same sentiment? Do you feel that way, that you would have been better off if y'all were just friends and never did that?
Yeah, that was my next question.
Oh, my bad.
She's big. Brittany was a big part of my life. Like, if you listen to the opening credits, I say that she was with me when I was at my lowest and at my highest. She's a big part of me. I would never erase that. So I think everything was supposed to happen the way that it did. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for us, but we still were super tight.
Were you a little disappointed that she said that? Because to me, it felt like when she said it, like, we should have never been together. You kind of had that look on your face like, dang, like, like, dang. But it looked like you kind of had to go with it, though. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't expecting that. I don't even believe that she believes that at this point. Like, at the same time, I'm just like, all right, well, cool. But I didn't, there's nothing else I could say. We were on camera. I just left it alone.
So we got a question in the chat. Styran says, if she wasn't engaged, would you try again?
No. It was time when our relationship ended. It was time for it to end, and I feel like we've grown closer together apart, if that makes sense. We're best friends now. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I can call her if she showed up for this. Like, that tells you what type of relationship we have. She got a whole family. She's engaged. And she still pulled up to do this for me. So we're better this way.
Right. Shout out to eBlack TV. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Would you change anything about that scene? Because like you said, like, you're going into scene with your ex. And it's 3 women that you're dating now. Like, would you have been like, oh my God, I wish I would have said that, or I wish I wouldn't have said that, or I wish I would have done that differently? Like, did you have any moments like that after watching it on TV?
A lot of scenes, yes, but this one, no. Because I was really anxious. I was super nervous about this scene because it's not a good situation. Like when you listen to it, like how it sounds, like I have my ex and 3 women I'm dating. Like that doesn't sound good at all. It doesn't sound like it's going to work out for me at all. So I was super nervous. But when she started talking and they showed the scene where she like cut me off, like she really did all that, right? So like to control everything, it was just dope because I was on the hot seat for the friends, like to meet their friends. So it was nice to be on the other side of it. So I kind of like this day.
I got a question, Randall. How different was her final assessment from yours? You know, because she was just at that date and you were actually living it. So how different was it?
I mean, she didn't choose who I thought she was going to choose, or who like I was like more invested in at that time. I can say that. Like listening to everybody, her breakdown was like what she was doing. I didn't even understand what she was doing until like afterwards. And obviously they cut that scene up, and she said a whole lot more. And she had breakdowns of each person based on how they answered her, what their body language was doing when they were answering, and like from what point of view they was answering. She had all of that. I had no clue what she was doing. So like that journalist in her is something different. And I almost forgot that she was like that. You know, until we got there to the scene. But yeah, she broke that down.
Love that.
Yeah. So towards the end, when Brittany asked them about the goals for themselves, Brittany did say that Jamala answers, and Kayla says that pretty much her energy is weird in the green screen, the way that Jamala answered, and that she says that she sounds like that Randall is something that she can win. Brittany says at the end of the date, when all the women leave, that Kayla gives her soft energy. She feels that she didn't get the real Trinika, and Jamala seems very genuine, but a red flag about when she asked her about her goals, and her answers were all about Randall.
I thought that was a fair assessment, especially, picking up on what Jamala said. That's, Kayla was very clear about what she wanted. She has her own thing going on, what she's doing, and how they can complement each other. Where, it kind of seems like the way Jamala answered that one question and the way Brittany picked up on it is giving me what Jamala's been giving me since the gate. Like, just kind of, I want to do what he's doing, and just very, like, very much about him, and a little oblivious to maybe how she's really feeling, some of the other stuff that's going on. To me, it was just kind of wrapped up what I've been seeing from Jamala this whole time. And I think she's amazing, but I just thought that was very succinct, and it kind of packaged up how she's been showing up since she kind of sat with you. What was it? I think you guys did a brunch or something, and she was like, "Shut up, stop talking to me like that." Da-da-da. After that, she was gone. It was just like, okay, Jamala, girl, bring it back down. Come on. I need your feet on the ground, honey.
Pio, what did you think about this scene with Randall and the dates and his exes? And
so I know how that crossfire is, and so I could see, from his side of the house, I could see, I would be a little bit nervous. I think that he played it pretty good, though. He let her lead. He didn't he tried, but he didn't really. She cut him off. She's like, but I mean, no, I think overall, he represented himself pretty good in that scenario. For me, that probably would have been a little tough. When you get this having somebody, especially your ex, spilling out that info. You're a brave man. Now, you did have a choice, though, right? You could have brought a good friend or somebody else, right?
I bought her on purpose. No, we couldn't bring no.
Okay.
I tried.
Okay.
I tried that.
I commend you for the bravery.
Well, to be honest, I bought her so coming in here doing the show. Every time I talk about it, I say I wanted to be different. I want to do stuff different and keep going in the same path that I did before with unsuccessful relationships, right? So I brought her to tell the truth about everything.
No doubt.
It's like the good or tell the bad. She touched on some stuff that didn't hit. This probably never when it hit the TV. But that's why I brought. It was to put them in the hot seat jokingly and do it for real, but also give them an opportunity to ask real questions. Because
no doubt,
she's going to tell the truth. Like, so that's why I brought her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think that's a big testament to you, Randall, that you can have someone in your life like that was an ex that would have your best interests at heart.
Right.
And then they can come in and ask the questions that you already know that they're gonna ask. You know what I mean? And break it down. So, it's good that you can I guess you can end the relationship on a good note and then still have them come on and represent for you like that. So that's good stuff, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because of course I'm sitting here looking like, is that really his ex?
Yeah.
Sabrina,
some people can't.
Some
You know I gotta
be
ask.
on
Let me
it.
go. Let me tell you how deep it is. I've had another 3-year relationship after her.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Was it
so
right after her?
wasn't right after, but yeah, after her, I had another like long-term relationship. But I just feel like she represented me the best. I wasn't going to have anyone else come up on there. Like our vibe is still crazy like that. Like, so she was the only one up there that's going to talk. Like she can be negative and joke at the same time, and she's going to tell. She just knows me better than anyone else. So that's why I brought her up. But it's been a long time since we've dealt with each other. So yes, she's definitely an ex.
Yeah, not last month.
No, ain't no last month, no 2 days. She don't even live in the same area as me, so we good.
Child, we gonna get to that, child. We gonna get to that, honey, because I got a lot to say about LJs from the Highland, okay? Miss Victoria says, Randall, take your time picking the right woman. This is the rest of your life, and she is Team Kayla.
Okay.
I mean, I was a little surprised because in the beginning it seemed like you and Trinika were so tight, and then you kind of made a shift. Like, can you talk about like what that shift was? Because it seemed obvious on camera for us watching. Like, wait a minute, he was like right here with Trinika for like 3 episodes, and then.
Yeah, I think I did. Trinika was one of the first people I spoke to, but honestly, I was invested in Jamala immediately. So like, one that I was like really invested in on this point. So like everyone's giving her a hard time about like how she's acting and stuff, and it's because of like the time and stuff that we had spent. Like she was getting the majority of that. So if you really pay attention to when they say what is his faults, because he's imperfect, and they all say communication or Jamala. Jamala's never said communication was an issue, and that's why.
That makes sense.
I'm scared for Randall after seeing next week's preview.
Me too.
Right. Okay. Okay. So before we move, because we have so much more to talk about, because you ironically happen to have been the first scene. That's why we're spending so much time. But I kind of want to know this for myself. So everyone, and I've been seeing this, and I don't want you to go look, but I have been seeing everyone's like, oh my God, he only owns like basketball shorts? Like, why does he always look like he about to go to the gym? Like, what's going on? So can you address that for the people in the back, and for the people in the front, and for the people over there and over here, and for me? Because we want to know, like,
we're on episode 9, right?
Okay.
I wore shorts in 2 episodes. That's the thing. 2 episodes. And Jamala like hoochie daddies. Like she loves the hoochie daddy shorts. So that's why I started wearing the shorts, outside of it being 100 degrees in the summertime in Miami. So I started wearing the shorts because she liked them. So that's where that really came from. But it's only 2 episodes. 2.
Oh, yeah. I thought they was talking about the gym attire on IG, not on the show.
Oh, on the IG. I mean, I'm a fitness.
We're not talking about that picture. We're not talking about the latest picture he just posted. We're not talking about that.
Oh, that's what he's doing? Oh, you
it never even
I was under, they wasn't specific in the question,
Oh my God.
I would have never thought twice about it, to be honest. I didn't even notice.
Fitness guys, not that bad of a picture. I've seen a lot worse on Instagram.
Honey, we not, you know what? I'm gonna keep, because we just, okay, we're gonna keep that to myself. Does anyone else have anything else to say about this scene with Randall and his ex? All right. So moving on. Next scene, we have Mike, who is meeting with his family friend Jerlonda, and they are meeting Kayla and Brandy. They both sit and talk about Jerlonda, but when Kayla leaves, Jerlonda mentions that Mike seems more shy with Brandy. Jerlonda says that Mike is attracted to both. I've said that too. But with Brandy, it seems like he opens up more. What do you guys think about the scene with Mike and with Kayla and with Brandy? I'll let y'all go and then I'll say what I have to say. And
I read it differently.
Yeah.
you always do, Tyrone.
What did you
I feel like I don't feel like he opened up because Brandy showed up. I feel like he opened up because Kayla left.
Mm.
So
big difference.
Yeah.
So there's a lot less pressure there, and he can be himself. That's how I read it. That's just me.
Yeah, I'm on board with you on that one, Ty. And then too, they have a way of flipping the script with the editing, so you really never know, if that is the case. But it seems more like what you're saying, other than her just being the guy, the lady that gets the guy to open up real good.
Yeah, I mean, Brandy and Mike have had this thing since the beginning. It seems like Kayla kind of slid in a little bit after the fact. And I'm not sure what's going on there. I can't really read Kayla and Mike for real. Like, I'm not really getting anything for real from her and his energy. Not for real. But Brandy has always been like, oh, right. Like, it's always been, they've always been lit, kissy, kissy, touchy, touchy. It's always been a them two thing. So I'm not shocked because she has that energy. Brandy creates the space for him to be like, oh, okay. Like, for his body posture to change. So I have to agree. I think that's where it came from. Kayla, maybe with what you're saying, Tyrone, she presents something more of like, not that he feels like he has to perform, but they're just two different types of girls. So Brandy's so homegirl, cool, kiki, and Kayla's like, I'm an entrepreneur. I want a man who's gonna be my partner. And what are you gonna do? And like, da-da-da-da. So I just feel like it's an energy thing, And they're both great. It's not bad. It's just different.
You know how I always felt about Kayla,
Yeah.
right? From day one, I was like, I feel like she's with the shits, man. Like, it's like she got Scorpio vibes. You know what I mean? Like, she truly enjoys the hunt. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what I get from her. So I always feel like when she's in that situation, she's really good at reading the room. She's really good at like reading the guy's nonverbal communication, right? And adjusting to that. You know what I mean? So it's the hunt, and then I think she kind of like enjoys being stalked too.
Yeah.
So that entire process is like a subconscious like a turn on for her that I haven't seen her be able to turn that off just yet. And I think it's in Mike as well, because every scene Mike is in, you can see it. You know what I mean? It's like he can't stop himself. But I could be wrong, I could be wrong.
What about you, P.O.?
So Kayla gives me, she gives me that she could be super cool, super good to be around energy, but at the same time, she could pull out the hawk and what I mean? Like, she might be able to get with it a little bit. But I don't know. I think her and Mike, I think they might have that better sort of energy together. It seems like there's a balance that, I don't know. I think there's a balance there that could probably make them a successful couple.
She said it. Kayla said it was lust, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she said it.
Last episode.
So how did you feel, Randall, seeing Kayla? How do you feel in a whole, seeing the women that you're dating date other people while on the show? Like, now that you get a chance to watch it back.
I mean, I pretty much like like we knew what I signed up for, so it was kind of expected, right? So I've always had that mindset, like I noticed from talking to other people and stuff like that. I will admit though, when I was sitting down with like Mike and Kayla, I didn't realize like how much of a thing that they had going on until that scene. Like, and you can see it. I'm like looking, right? Like I didn't know, but other than that, it's just we all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You give that vibe, very cool-headed. You're very even-keeled. I'm not seeing you
laid
much
back.
up and down, and like, yeah, you seem like you understand the assignment. It's very clear. It comes off that way.
Yeah. I feel like Kayla understands the assignment too.
I got a follow-up question, Randall. Since you've finally been able to see the episodes, what has been like the most surprising thing to you about the ladies you were dating? Like, what are some things that you thought were happening compared to what you actually are seeing?
Good question.
That is a good one. You know, there isn't too much that I wasn't aware of, to be honest. Like I felt like I was in the pressure cooker the entire time for the most part, but like seeing them date other people, there isn't. The only thing that I was surprised it wasn't with the ladies. I didn't realize that the males were talking about me. That would be the most surprising thing. Like when Mike brought me up, and then like Justice brought me up. I didn't know that stuff was happening. So that would be the most surprising thing out of everything.
You know, and I just wanted to say this has been. I saw one of the comments that just came across.
Okay.
This has been one of the most. Yeah, this has been one of the most kissy seasons ever.
Come on, Paul.
What?
What's up with all that kissing?
I mean, yeah, like everybody got lips on lips.
Yeah.
Well, so if we saw it on camera, I would say it was probably worse off. Am I right?
I ain't gonna say that.
So Star Brands wants to know, how did you feel about Kayla kissing other men, and did it bother you?
Nah, again, that I already had made up in my mind that everybody was doing that when it wasn't with me. So I was more so worried about what they was with me. You know, other than that, you're just gonna drive yourself crazy. Like in the real dating world, people are dating multiple people. You just can't see it and you don't hear about it. So I just thought about it just like that. Obviously, everybody talked about everything on the show. So you come to the lounges and you hear about it. But I just try to keep it even keeled. Just worry about what's in front of me, and that's it.
So when you were kissing some of the other women on the show, did you know that they were kissing other people as well already?
First of all, you only see me kiss one person.
Well, I mean, I ain't really trying to say no. I'm not trying to be too specific.
I'm just saying, and I haven't seen her kiss nobody yet.
So you didn't know. So when you were kissing them, you didn't know they was kissing other people.
I mean, I didn't see her kiss anybody. She hasn't kissed anyone. Yeah, I don't know.
I got a question, Randall. So all the fellas aside from you seem like they're starting to shorten their list up. You know, starting to choose a lot more. You know, and you still have 3 connections right now?
Yeah.
So how difficult, do you feel that extra pressure with still dating or having a connection with the 3 women, and then knowing that you're eventually going to have to tell someone that the connection is not there, and how hard is that, or was that?
It is hard. It's starting to get hard now. First thing, are they shortening their list, or do they not have the same amount of options? So that's the first.
Hey, I wasn't gonna go there.
All right, because
they just have a short list.
Everybody I'm going to decide something that's not what it is. All right, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm genuinely asking everyone a bunch of questions and having good conversations, even though they cut it. So I just say slick lines the entire time, right? So right now, it is starting to turn the corner. You know, I've been having fun. I've been enjoying my time, learning the ladies, but it's starting to get tight now. So I'm not in the pressure cooker yet, but it's coming.
Has being on this show taught you anything about yourself maybe that you weren't privy to, or have you learned something new about yourself?
For sure. I have a habit of like wanting everyone to be happy. Like that's my thing. Like I like everybody happy. That's something that just can't happen. Like if everybody's happy, something's wrong, right? So that's something that I learned about myself in this process. Somebody got to take a L.
And like, were you abandoning yourself, finding that you're abandoning parts of yourself just to appease someone else so that they feel good in the moment, and then going home and being like, dang, I didn't even really want to do that?
Not right away, but like over time. 'Cause I'm a giver for real. Especially when I get invested, like I'm a giver. So I give. I'm an guy, and that's with everything. I'm a professional personal trainer and everything. So that's my job, is to give energy, and that's just who I am. But eventually, I'll find out that I've given out so much energy that I'm pouring from an empty glass. So that's something that I had to retract. Recharge on my own.
That's good.
Yeah. Does anyone have, and it's so crazy because we're talking about Mike and we're jumping back and forth because everything is so relevant, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Does anyone have anything else to say about Mike and his exes and his friend Jerlonda? So real quick, just off the break, just quick question. If you could pick who Mike were to end up with between Brandy and Kayla, who would it be?
Brandy.
Brandy?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Kayla.
Okay.
I don't think it's Kayla. So
Brandy?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's 4 potential couples right now, and Mike and Brandy being one of them.
Mm-hmm. And what about you, Randall?
I'm not touching that one.
Good answer.
Safe.
Next scene, we have Samson and Samson's ex-girlfriend, Alabelle, who will be meeting Charisse, Junie, and Brandy. All of the women are there, and Alabelle asks the women, do they find Samson to be a possible match? Charisse raises her hand and says she does, and she is ready to fight for him. Looney says that she was very uncomfortable with that, and she was getting pick-me vibes from Charisse. She says that she just ain't gonna fight for love. She feels like she shouldn't have to fight for love. And then Brandy pretty much goes in and says that she has issues with Samson, and with Samson bringing gifts for everyone. Samson starts to look so irritated. She states that she feels like he is doing the same thing to everybody, and she wants to feel different. I don't want to be on the same level with all them other women. She needs more. Samson says that she shouldn't be focused on what he doing for everybody else, and she need to focus on what he doing for her. Period. When all the women leave, and Annabelle pretty much goes in and states what she thinks about the women. Now, how do you guys feel about Samson and Alabelle, and with Charisse raising her hand saying, I know who I want. That's who I want. That's going to be my future husband. I'm going to have his baby. She ain't say that in real life, but you know.
But like that was back there, right?
Pretty much.
I mean, I loved it. I wasn't mad at it. I mean, I get where Looney is coming from. And I think we always talk about the fine line and nuances when it comes to making yourself available for a man versus approaching one, being a pick-me and being too aloof. There's all these nuances, colors, and fine lines. So I understand where Looney is coming from. However, we all remember in the beginning where Samson was very clear, like, I want somebody who knows they want me. And that's where I'm finna be at. So raise your hand. Yes, pick me. Isn't that what we're here for? Like, it don't have to be on some thirsty stuff. She made her intentions known. She was clear. The woman asked a question. Yeah, I want him. Like, to me, it was very simple. And I'm glad she spoke up and had the audacity to do so in front of other people, because sometimes, we allow other people's energies and what we think their opinions might be of us to sway the way we show up and act. And that's not cool either. Be authentic. If that's how you feeling. Me, yeah, facts, done. So I loved it. I love her for showing up like that.
Yeah, I think. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, you got it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I feel like Charisse making that bold statement, I think in this process, like, and maybe not in the real world, that may not work, but in this process, I feel like that was the right thing for her to do. I know a lot of times, especially from our season, the folks, we really didn't know who wanted what. I mean, we knew that there were connections, but nobody said, yo, I'm trying to move in this direction. And so for her to say that, and to, put her foot forward and say, look, they might be interested in you, but I'm trying to pursue this a little bit more. I felt like that was probably the thing that set her apart. And then, all about the pick me vibes, I get that, but we're challenged to do something different. So this is like a different process. So you kind of gotta let it be known, because if you pull back and be like, look, I'm gonna just wait, well, you'll just be waiting, and then nobody will figure it out until the end, and then you'll be already gone. So I think she handled it pretty good.
What's good, Stacey?
Hey, Stacey.
Stacey,
How are
what's
you?
up?
It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Hey,
You
Sabrina.
wanna-
Hey, Paul.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, Tyrone.
What's going on?
Hey, Randall. Hey, Jamie. First of all, let me tell you about Tyrone. I blinked and he was gone.
What you
Wow.
say, Stacey?
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Well, it was your birthday, and you was celebrating your birthday.
And I blinked. I saw Tyrone for 5 seconds. My first time meeting Tyrone in person, and he.
Oh, that's right, because Tyrone was in Houston a couple.
No,
weeks
we went to a couple places. We was in the party bus. It was more than 5 seconds. It's more like 5 minutes. Yeah. I blame Jay. I blame Jay.
I let
blame
him
Jay.
I let him on the party bus.
I blame Jay. Jay was my escort. I had to go where Jay went.
Escort, Jesus.
I mean, he was showing me around Houston. I'll just say that.
I had to find, but first of all, I do apologize, everyone. I'm so sorry I'm late. I was having some technical difficulties, and then I couldn't find my notebook, because y'all know your girl takes notes. Sorry, Randall. I take all the notes because I'm gonna tell you about yourself.
Oh. Yes, you do. You missed it because he was the very first scene. We talking about Samson now. As a matter of fact, let me give you. Yeah, we're talking about
Samson. That was kind of dry, Randall. I don't recall.
Oh.
You want to be pursued too. So, hey.
Oh, wow, why do you say that?
We watching paint dry with you this last episode, boo.
What was I supposed to do?
Why don't you show girls that you're actively interested in them? From what we can see on camera, you just kind of like sitting back and waiting for them to give it to you. But in your defense, even though you ain't from Miami, I've noticed like the vibe is the guys are the prizes down there.
Well, I would say this. Every person that came in, for the most part, I was the first person to talk to them. They don't show that on TV. That's edited out. So okay. That's why I had so many connections initially anyway. I was the first person, especially at the mixer. Every time someone walked in, I probably was the first person to talk to them.
So you saying you had a lot of connections?
Yeah, I talked to pretty much everybody. At the mixer, I talked to everybody at the mixer, like multiple times. So it's not like I'm just sitting around. When I do have someone in front of me, I just make sure we have a good conversation. That's really it.
Okay, I got my eye on you. Because what they ain't gonna do on Sabrina's Soul panel is run game. I'm gonna let you do you. Let me go to mute.
Yeah, Stacey don't play no games. Stacey don't play no games.
Hey.
Tyrone, what were you about to say? Oh, Stacey, just to let you know, to get your thoughts together, we are discussing Samson's scene where he is with his ex. She's like, let me go to my notes. Where we are meeting his dates. Tyrone, what were you about to say?
Well, y'all know me, so I'm a little bit biased about people showing their vulnerability, right? Especially, with the last season, that's one of the things that we were screaming for 8 or 9 episodes. And I felt like if they would have just been honest early instead of being pushed like through games and stuff, they probably could have had more couples from last season. But, everyone's waiting for the next person to show them that they like them. And I was saying eventually somebody got to step up and say something. And I think it really, really helps to know that someone that you like also likes you too, because being on scene, being on the show, it's already enough pressure having, to date, having to have all of these different conversations. So when it's known publicly and amongst the group, it just takes a lot of pressure off. You know what I mean? And now the two of you can just move forward together. That way you don't have to be at the mansion with 3 connections.
I mean, just to piggyback off that, Tyrone, I agree. And what I love about Charisse is she's sure about who she is and she shows up in her strength. And what I'm picking up when it comes to vulnerability on all of these seasons is, again, we say we want that, but I don't think it's been so well received. Like there's so many times where it's like, be vulnerable. Then someone's vulnerable and they damn near get crapped on for it. So I think that, having the level of strength to make what you want known in a moment of vulnerability shows your strength as a person. Like, again, there's got to be a point where you don't care what other people are thinking and saying and what they're feeling. Like, go for what you want and stand in that. And whatever anybody else has to say about it, pick me, okay. But he heard me, and that's all it needs to be.
Yeah. Stacey, did you have anything to say about Samson's episode with his ex and the women that he met with Charisse and Brandy? And I also want to discuss too, like when Brandy mentioned Samson and how he was giving gifts to everyone and how he was upset. He was irritated. He said it. He was like, I'm in my feelings. He was like, don't worry about it. Like, how do you feel? Do you think that it's wrong? Like, would you feel like the ladies on the panel? Would you feel a type of way if he was bringing you gifts and bringing her gifts and bringing her gifts and you didn't know until you found out, like in the ladies' lounge, like, what, he getting you gifts too? Or do you feel like he's right? Like, focus on what I'm doing with you. Don't focus on what I'm doing with everybody else.
Did I roll my eyes hard enough for everyone to see?
Yeah, like how can you not?
First of all, I think security is a sexy thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And if I'm in a room full of women, I will never show any cards if we're all, vying for the same man of like any show of weakness. Like, I felt like that was just an inappropriate time for her to seem ungrateful and to air that out, because no man wants to hear like somebody ain't grateful for their effort. The one thing that we've seen about Samson is that he's very intentional. So we know that everybody is not getting a matchbook or a candle or some damn Listerine hell. We know he's not that thoughtless. So for her to do that, and at that moment, I can see what's a bit humiliating. Like, what do you want men to do? You want them to give you something and be thoughtful about it, or you want them to lie to you and pretend like they ain't doing nothing for anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It was completely inappropriate at that time. It did feel a little contrived because, again, as a watcher, it feels like Brandy came out of nowhere for Samson. So how you got all these demands when you've been in Mike's face for the past 8 episodes or whatever. So I don't know where that really came from. But when you're dating, it is what it is. And I think personally, I would rather prefer a person show and be who they are. And when it's time, they can be that person just for me. But being a gift giver and these things like that, that to me is a positive trait. It's a kind thing to do. And it seems like what he's really about. So yeah, why knock a man off of something when he's showing, he's giving, he's being open, and you're going to knock him for it? And then what, she don't got no foot to stand on. Her and Samson don't really have.
And then your complaint is going to be, oh, he never gives me anything. I wouldn't give you shit else either. Like, are you kidding me? And like, let's be real about it. let's just be real and call it what it is. Like, we can't expect two things out of men, and you know, when they don't do enough, we complain, and then when they do something specifically catering to us, we complain. Well, what you want, sis? And then you're right, Jamie. Like, the timing of it. Where the hell did it come from? Everybody's talking about rainbows and butterflies, and here you come with I resend the gift. I resend the gift. Okay. Well, we know who ain't on the Christmas card list.
And I'm glad Samson said something about it. You know, that's fair. Like, I think, Randall, you said it earlier. When other people are dating other people, we are not always privy to what's going on behind the scenes, who's on people's phone, who's getting the good morning beautiful text, who's getting the dates, who's getting that. We don't know all of that. You're taking a chance. You're getting to know somebody, and it is what it is. So be focused on what we're doing. Did you like your candle or not? Like, damn, you know?
Yeah, and I'm with him on the, you know, and I had that same issue on my season where, you know, worry about what we're doing, not what me and they are doing. You know, so I think he was right to call it out, to say, you know, this is, if we're going to have a connection, focus on us. But all of the other stuff ultimately is a distraction. Because when you start bringing in, oh, well, what did you do to this girl and this girl and this girl? Why are you distracting that? So now you're trying to dismantle. You're looking for reasons and ways to dismantle what we've already built. You know, just based off of the fact that, you know, you didn't like something, when, you know, you can't just, you know what I mean? You can't just have, you know, your cake and eat it too. And then at the same time, you know, you have these different connections. You're not sending me a text list of everything that you did with this person, that person, nor would I be interested in it. Do you know what I mean? So, end of the day, yeah, I thought he was spot on for calling that out.
But he didn't call it out in front of her. He called it out behind the scenes, which was the gentleman move. And he did say that they had a discussion about it before. So this is the second time you're throwing something in his face. Women don't like that. So why would men like that? If we have a disagreement and we move past it, or I think we move past it, let us move past it. Don't open up the church doors and let everybody know what's going on in the congregation, baby, because that's not how it goes. And plus, like, if we want to give men some credit, you know, most times men and women, we all show each other how we want to be treated first, right? So you're just totally disregarding this man's love language.
Facts.
That might be how he knows how to show he's interested, or he's attuned to a certain part of you. Like, you don't know. I bet you if it was Louis Vuitton, she wouldn't have said nothing.
She would have been like, he got me this real cute Louis Vuitton.
Oh, he got you a pink one. He got me a purple one too, girl. Look at Randall. He's trying to keep that straight face. He's trying to keep that poker face.
Oh my gosh. Randall, how do you feel about Brandy saying, you know, she kind of had issues with Samson getting all the women gifts?
I mean, I didn't really see the issue or anything. Like I said, 'cause I said it earlier, like, it was all about the person in front of you, you know, because if this was the real world, you wouldn't know what you're doing with anyone else. And everyone's dating multiple people until you get a title. And for sure, if he's getting you a gift, he's giving somebody else a gift. So, you know, I just think it was too much thought on that. Would have left it alone.
Yeah.
That's why I felt it was contrived. You know, sometimes we talk about production and throwing these curveballs and things in there. I wonder if it was like, I don't know. You know, was it contrived?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because I know with me, I said it a few times on green screen in front of the people. Like, I'd be like, I don't care what he doing with her. Like, what he does with her and what he does with her and her don't have nothing to do with what he doing with me. Right. Like, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, outside of filming for a reality TV show, it happens in real life too. And my thing is if he over here buying her, a slice of carrot cake, he about to buy me a car. So he can, don't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she getting Hondas, I'm getting Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? She getting a 2-bedroom apartment, I'm getting a 4,000 square foot home. It's just, you can't be worried about what, and it's just, at the end of the day, when it's time for him to be your man, and once he becomes your man, that's different, but when you dating, just don't even worry about it. If you getting chicken nuggets and you want to, you want a number one, you got to work your way up to getting that number one. You can't be mad at the chicken nuggets. There's a reason why you only getting chicken nuggets. You know what I'm saying?
And if you get a fish fillet, you best not complain either.
Hey.
Let me stop. Y'all know I'll be on jokes. Oh my God.
I really be playing. I really do be playing. Up until this point, we're gonna respect where you are in the process and what episode we are.
Okay.
But up until this point of what we've seen, have you gotten anybody any gifts?
Jamala.
What'd you get her?
Nothing special, just something that was special to her. Nobody else would get it. It was just the roses. The color of the roses that I got was for a sorority. And then she when she gets nervous and stuff like that, she eats gummy worms and stuff like that. She hides them in her purse. So I bought that too, and that was on the candle date. So
that's sweet. That is special.
It's thoughtful.
That's very special.
Yeah,
now, if she would have complained about it, how would you have felt?
Good question.
Yeah, I'd have been upset if she complained about it, but she didn't though. She was ecstatic.
Yeah.
See, that's so sweet. That's sweet.
It's amazing. Love that.
So, excuse me, as they were ending the date, I don't know if you guys noticed, but was it me or did this happen? Or was it an accident like it was with him and Brandy?
No, she's staking her claim. Period.
Yeah, you know what? It seemed what I saw was this. I saw the muscle memory. So they probably been doing that, and they probably may have made a pact to say we're not gonna do this on camera or whatever. But you know what I mean? Because it was muscle memory, and then they, probably looked like it caught themselves like, whoa, we on camera. Oh, okay, and then they did the cheat thing. Yeah.
Paul, is that something you have experience with, having muscle memory?
I have nothing about. I don't know what we talking about.
He I plead the fifth. He not even on the show. It's not even his season. And he I don't remember.
Did you almost get caught up on camera before, Paul?
No, I never did that. You already know how you saw it played out was how it was. I was, either I was in or out.
What about you, Tyrone? Just curious.
Nada.
No, you just got caught up behind the scenes kissing. I love you.
Well. It's like an awkward
I'm
moment.
gonna stay muted. Yeah, I'm gonna just stay muted.
We saw you with the whole girlfriend. Come on now. That's all I'm referring to. Come on now.
Oh, I thought you were talking about our season.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
All right.
Wowzers. Somebody says, Tyrone said, let me drink this water. Okay. Does anyone have anything else to say about Samson and his ex Alabel and his dates?
Not the dates, but when he was doing the confessional part, I really liked what he was wearing. I was like, oh, that was sharp.
Oh God, I think I have a picture.
Yeah,
y'all know I ran because I try depending on the time frame of the show and how much we're talking, and I take extra pictures just in case we talk about it, so I'll have it.
Yeah, that was nice. He pulled up. He was like, "Let me show up."
Amazing,
really nice
in this suit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looks really good. Shout out to Samson. I know sometimes he's in the chat, so shout out to you, Samson, if you are gonna watch this or if you are watching this. You looked amazing. Yeah.
You know what I wrote down, Sabrina?
Would you write down?
That Samson was extra giddy during the day. Like, I mean, like,
He's like that all the time.
No, but like with the three women there, and what's her name, Annabelle? He was just like extra, like kind of like goofy. And like for me, it was kind of hard for me to
because he was in a foursome. What man is
one man surrounded by beautiful women wouldn't be a little like
it was like for me, I feel like he lost the opportunity to ask some tough questions or to have his ex ask some tough questions. Like with that energy, he only got, well, with the exception of the gift giving thing. With the exception, they weren't pressed about anything. You know what I mean? So some of the questions or things that I would have liked my friend, if that were my friend, to have, find out, to dig up, like we missed that because it was just like so jovial.
But you know what? To be honest with you, Stacey, think about it, because even on my date that I had with Walter and his ex.
Oh, I was about to say, don't say that other one.
Hey. Oh God. Hey. No, Walter with his ex, they showed me saying, whatever I have to ask Walter, I'll just ask Walter. Like, I don't have to ask you anything. But in real life, I asked her a lot of questions. Yeah. And that's what made me say at the end, no, I don't gotta ask you nothing, because after I found out like that really wasn't his girlfriend, it was someone just that he just kind of, dealt with. I was like, you can't give me like what I need. Like I'm thinking I'm going to meet his ex. So all the questions that I asked, no one saw that. So maybe it was a situation where they did ask questions. His ex-girlfriend asked a lot of questions and we just didn't see it. You know what I mean? Because like editing can,
You're right. And shade to myself, I didn't make it to the friend date, so
oh my God.
I didn't have experience there.
I think too, the scene gave what it was supposed to give. I think there was plenty that was revealed because, it's different. Like Randall's ex was a journalist. Like that is a whole different level of awareness and questions. And not everybody's like that. So I don't even know if this Annabelle girl really, I don't want to say had the capacity, because I'm not trying to, but maybe that just wasn't her. But the scene gave everything it needed to give. We heard from everybody in a capacity that definitely was like, the date, it did what it needed to do without it needing to have the same dynamic as I feel, Brittany and Randall's date with the other girls had. It was just different.
Mm-hmm. Capricorn says, and they didn't fully show Samson's responses to Brandy because it looked like he kind of went off a little, which I kind of feel like too. Did y'all see those screenshots that I just put up with all the different expressions on Samson's face? How he gonna be like this the whole time and he not say nothing? I'm sure he had a lot to say and we just did not see that part, honestly.
Yeah, I agree, because he's going to stand up for himself and really provide clarity if you need an answer.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Absolutely.
We've seen that.
I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think actually, so he's one of my favorites on there, not just because he's 48, but he's moving. But he's moving good too.
Y'all look freaking amazing, I tell you. Golly, Jesus.
First of all, P.O. looks even better because he has like an 800 credit score. Let's start there.
Oh God.
You know what?
I think Stacey is shooting her shot.
I ain't shooting no shot. I talked to him about this before. I would never just put somebody out like that.
No doubt about it. But yeah, no. Yeah, I'm trying to get the 750. I mean, sorry, 850.
Pio, what is it that you like and observe about the way Samson is moving that makes him stand out to you?
Yeah, so because he's calculated. He's looking at the big picture. He's not overtaken by lust. I feel like he's really taking the time out to see who these people are, and he's unpacking them one by one. Which a lot of times, sometimes people get floored by looks. Now, I will tell you, I feel like that's definitely not the case with him. I think that he's going on the how could this person fit in my life type of vibe over, okay, you look good, let me make you match, what I'm looking for. Do you know what I mean? So I like it. I respect how he's moving. He's communicating pretty good with the people and letting them know exactly how he feels, which is, also good. So yeah, I just think he's I think he's doing exactly what you're supposed to do when you're in this type of environment.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed too. Because in the very, very beginning, I had my speculations about Samson. I like Samson, but I was like, and then a couple of the things that he said in the very beginning kind of threw me off. And then I was like, I don't know. And then I'm like, he can't be that perfect. I don't know. I just have to keep watching, But Samson has absolutely grew on me. If you guys want to check back to a couple of episodes on my panel review, he did jump in with us, and amazing, and probably answered a lot of questions that you guys also had, and probably have that and gave the answers to the questions that you might have right now to the ones that did not watch the panel. So real quick, Randall, how did you feel? So when you watched this episode with everyone else's, like the exes and stuff like that, watching it back, like, of course, because you weren't there too, how did you feel? Did you feel like, oh, they got it better than me, or their dates were good too, or I wish I would have done this different, or after watching everyone else's episode?
I think they were all different. I think everybody had good dates for the most part. I just think they were all unique. I don't think you don't think so. I just think they were different. And then we didn't talk about LJ yet, right?
I think we're getting there.
Okay,
we're gonna get there.
I'm just gonna leave it at that until we go there.
Wait, since I did miss out on talking about you, Randall, I will tell you, your ex was funny as hell. Like, I loved watching her. I loved it.
Yeah, she's hilarious.
Did anyone have anything else? I'm sorry, guys. I'm taking my detox because I had to go get my every 2 hours. Does anyone have anything else to say about Samson and his ex and his dates? No? Okay. Because I'm trying to really hurry up, because in real life, I really, really want to talk about LJ. Okay. Oh God. So when all the women left, pretty much Alabelle says that she really likes Charisse, but she didn't feel a connection with any of the other women. Samson says that he has a lot to think about, that he is going to go home and pray and do some yoga. So next up, we have Swayze and his friend Ish, who will be meeting this chick that he's kind of feeling, who is Kadian. Kadian says that both have different communication styles. Ish says that, or asks Swayze, has he met any of her friends? And she does mention, yeah, he did meet, my friend. And it, pretty much didn't go so well. And Ish says that you can tell a lot about who your friends are, or you can tell. Ish says, tell me who your friends are, and it will tell me who you are. And Kadian says that she does not agree with that. Pretty much Kadian leaves, and then they have a discussion. But how do you guys think about Swayze and Kadian's? God, I have so much to say about this too. I just want to get you guys' thoughts. How do you feel about her meeting his friend?
Okay. I thought his friend was very even-keeled, and I think he's got his own discernment going on. It did stick out to me when she said that about the friends, because I disagree. I really don't keep people around me that are not on. We don't have to be on the same vibration as we're all out here twinning, but I am very cautious of who I keep around. And there are pieces of me and them in all of us, if that makes sense. If we're a community of people, there are a lot of similarities and through lines and things like that. I'm not about to be around somebody and be like, I ain't really like her, because we're not, you know, because that's kind of how it came off. It came off, it was like, it was negative, like, oh, we not the same. But anyway, that stood out to me, and I kind of think differently. It's a birds of a feather situation. And when they were both sitting at the table in the last episode and Swayze walked out because he didn't want to deal with the sucker stuff, they were twinning. It was Tweedledee and Tweedledum, not, you know. So it was the same vibe, it was the same energy, it was the same. So anyway, that kind of threw me off. But I don't know. Yeah, I know what you mean when you say there's a lot with that, because he does a lot of complaining to be. I don't know. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, I'm up. I mean, you know, I used to say things like everyone should have 3 sets of friends, right? The set of friends that push you, the set of friends that you're almost even with, so you can compete with. And then sometimes when you need to feel good about yourself, you kind of hang out with your quote unquote loser friends that may be beneath you, right? Like, you know, you have some friends that you know that you are better than, right? But they're still your friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the whole Kadian and Swayze thing, I said from the beginning, I feel like there's a person that Swayze wants to be, and there's a person that Swayze is. And I feel like the things that attracted him to Kadian, with the fact that, you know, she was strong-minded, she was really mature about her words and her stance and everything, is coming back to bite him right now, because now it seems like it's backfiring on him, and he's just trying to figure out how to handle that right now. Like, he's struggling. We all need a ish in our life, right? So I think that's what's happening. Mm-hmm.
When I see that, though, because I agree with you on that part, it makes me wonder what it is about him that wants to remain connected to that energy. What is running through him where he's like, you're low-key complaining, oh, she's this, and she's making faces, and you walking out on dates, whatever, but you're also like right there. So what is that? To me,
I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's 33 years. 33 years.
Yeah.
That's what's running through him. At some point he reverts back to being and Sway. I will tell you, Swayze's one of my favorites to watch on here. I'm really rooting for him because, you know, like, I don't like when people already have a stereotype, like they stereotype you. And I feel like Swayze already came in and people was like, he's a ladies' man, he's this, he's that. So I was really pulling for him. But I think that what we see in him is something that we see in, like, for me in my dating experience, sometimes you catch this where it might be somebody that's like transitioning to the best version of themselves. And ever so often they revert to what they're escaping, you know, and I mean that on a maturity level and not on like a character level, you know what I mean? So I think like it happens to the best of us. I'm just leave it at that.
And I think that's what's good about this show. Because, I mean, if I just try to put the shoe on the other foot, and if that was me, these are the questions I'd be asking myself. Like, wait, I'm saying this about this person. This is the energy they're giving. This is what's happening with everything, but I'm still right here. Why? What is that in me that is keeping me tied to do it? How do I really feel about it? You know, so on and so forth. So it looks like to me, we're watching him learn. I feel like I'm watching him learn about himself and, go through some of the things that you just said, Stacey.
Yeah, like growing pains. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes. That's what I'm thinking about.
And it's their first time seeing each other since their little mishap, right? So he probably still got some things he want to say to her that they haven't cleared up yet.
Tyrone, which tells us, you know how y'all, Randall, Tyrone, P.O., y'all know how y'all are. Y'all ain't about to talk to us until y'all good and cool down. So that's letting us know that our boy was all the way over the mountain and through the woods, hot. He was hot.
Yeah, like he walked off on camera.
It's done. And if no one said it before, he had every right to. He had every reason to, because I wouldn't have stood for that either.
Period. And not only that, I don't feel like she's doing a good job making space for him to, like, with the body language and the eye roll and all of the extra, like, she's not creating a space or an environment where he can ease back into that vibe with her and feel some kind of way that she even can acknowledge the way her and her friend acted at that date. She's still, Cherie said it best before she said, it's like, you're acting childish. It's a little childish. Just, so that's kind of what
Sabrina in the screenshots.
Oh my God. Like when I made that face earlier, I was just trying to make a point. It's just not, it's not something I do on a regular basis.
Is she embarrassed? Is she unable to? I'm trying to figure out with her, what is the restriction? What's the block?
But here's the thing. Ish is the guy friend that every guy with common sense needs to have. I don't know where Swayze found Ish from, but he needs to keep him in his life. He needs to keep him in his life because that man got some common sense. And
that's a good sign. Being around people that makes Swayze look better, to be around somebody like an Ish. So that it's still a birds of a feather thing. So that kind of gives Swayze a few little points on that. Like, okay, he can keep good
definitely gave him points. I definitely gave him points for that, girl. Now, what you got to say, Randall?
Nothing.
But I do agree with the friends thing. Like your friends, especially when you're bringing somebody to meet someone, they should be like a representation of you. Like always. Like that's why I spent so much time on who I was going to pick. So.
Have you ever dated Kadian before, Randall?
No.
I have all these questions running through my head, and I'm like, he ain't gonna answer that. He ain't gonna answer that.
The hell that came from. Hold up. I need a moment.
What is going on? Did I miss something?
Yes. Someone made a comment about the pressure there because Kadian didn't have to deal with other women being on the date like everyone else.
True. I mean, but Swayze doesn't really have any other connections at this point.
Right. And if you look at the way the producers are doing the screenshots, they're pretty much telling you who likes who, because every time they like have a confessional and somebody say something about somebody being kicked off, I think we're gonna get there. Like they pan to the other person's face, and then you'll see it like when they was talking about Looney, they ain't paying to nobody. So
I caught that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if Ish decides he wants to ever watch this live, I just want to let you know that there is a lot of women out there that's interested in you. So you might want to go and read the blogs and read the comments, because if you're single, honey, they want you. FYI. Okay. So does anyone have anything else to say about Swayze and Kadian and Ish? Because he is the Ish.
No, I mean, good luck to them. I mean, they have made some things public already.
Yeah.
So good luck to them.
Yeah.
I wish them the best.
I wonder though, I'm gonna keep it 100 because I wonder, because they're really in a whole blown out relationship.
Yeah, it looks like they worked it out.
Yeah, they worked it out. But they worked it out and went public prior to these episodes airing as well. So I was just wondering, I hope that they discussed everything prior to the episodes, because it would be real kind of messed up. Because let me go ahead and go back to my notes.
Or maybe she don't care. It won't be the first time we saw her not care.
She did say whichever way he floating, I'm floating that direction too. She did make that comment. Kadian leaves and says, wherever Swayze leads, then that's where I'm going to be. Swayze and Ish talk, and Ish says that he feels that, it's some awkwardness with them. And, he explained, with the date or whatever. Swayze says that Kadian has Swayze says that Kadian has a selfish mentality. When he talks to her, she's always rolling her eyes, etc. Swayze says that he feels, that he is a little nervous because a woman is about to be eliminated. So I don't know, the way that he talks about Katie, and he did it last episode as well, it's just kind of like he wants to fill her, but she's making it so difficult for him to like her, you know, because of the eye rolling and because of this and because of the childish behavior. And
or is he making it, I don't know, is he making it difficult for himself? Because that's what I
think
see.
he wants to like Katie. I think he wants to like Katie, and I feel like, you know, as much as he is trying to be patient with her and her antics, her best friend, her friend or whatever, her movements and the negativity and all this, I feel like he's trying, obviously, because they're in a relationship now. But I feel like all that and them reconciling was prior to these episodes airing as well. Like, I wonder now, like, they're sitting watching it and he's looking at her like, and she looking at him like, is that what you said? Because at the end of the day, I was a pick-me girl one time in my life too, and it didn't matter what this dude did. I was gonna stick by him. But after a while, you know, you get tired of that. You know what I'm saying? So I just wonder, like, are they gonna like really, you know, work out after the show is done and over? Like, I kind of feel like I wish they would have waited on telling everyone that they were in a relationship, to be honest with you. But you know.
And I definitely feel like Sabrina, like, to the other 4 of us, except for Randall, because we're not going to do that to you. I think that was our experience on the show. I think that once we watched it, it didn't matter where we stood with anybody up until the point. Once we watched it, we were like, ooh, I think we side-eyed half our cast, probably. You know what I mean? Because once you see what people's really saying, and like, I'll be honest with you, some of us, like on my season, some of us, we had those tough conversations. And like, I've even had to say it. I was like, girl, I said this in my confessional, but I was hot and I didn't know, like, that this was provoked by this, or it was an external to what you and I had going on. So I think, like, that's just a healthy way to navigate through it. It's to, like, pause, respect, not just respect the process, but actually respect the integrity of the show. Because for me, I don't like seeing all that. Like, I like to build up to the denouement. Like, I like to go along this ride with you and see how you develop. Just like I think all of us, we enjoyed when people were rooting for us every week. People can't root for you if they know what the outcome is.
Right.
Yeah. You know, everyone can't have those tough conversations. One thing I want to point out about Swayze, though, is I think it's very revealing to see how a person talks about their mate when they're not the happiest about them. Right. And I noticed that he didn't really, like, you know, say anything bad about her. He was just pointing out the things that he disliked that was going on, but he still seemed like he was very optimistic about where it was going. He just needed to absorb this thing, right? And I think that's very revealing, you know.
As compared to what would be the contrary comparison?
Like, he could have been shitting on her the whole time. You know, that's his man. There ain't nobody there. But then,
it's not the first time that he's talked like this about her. It's not the first time.
Kind of like how she did in a ladies' lounge, right?
So let me ask you this, Randall. Really quick question, because I just need to know. On our season, and I'm sure on Paul's season, and I definitely know on Stacey's season, we were not allowed to be on social media posting stuff, doing interviews, I appreciate that you are here. Thank you. But was it something that they said did they tell y'all that it was okay to do this? Because they went in on us. I remember posting a picture and was like, yeah, with the episode that just passed, I was like, yeah, something. They were like, take that down. No, you gotta take it down now. I was like, ah! So I just need to know, like, did they tell you guys? Like, are they more lenient with you guys?
Yeah, they're a lot more from what I've heard from everyone. They're a lot more lenient. Long as you don't like talk like when I talk, I only talk about what has happened. You know,
Right.
That's it. Like nothing that's coming or anything like that. So when you start doing that, that's when you start to have issues. But other than that, you're good.
I was a rebel
time?
about it.
I just want to be sure.
Huh?
The hot seat time for Randall? Just want to be sure because I got some more questions.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, we're on Randall break now.
Randall, did you watch the DC season or Stacey season?
Did you watch any of the seasons before you going on the show? Like before you went on the show?
I watched Potomac.
So you know who go then.
Okay.
You know who Paul is. Because he delivered.
Okay. Who would you date from the Potomac season?
I don't know. You know, I was actually with y'all one day too. That's what y'all don't know. I was with y'all at Focus one night.
What was that? The opening?
Was it the night?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, I was with y'all.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that, and somebody told me that they knew you. And I was like, "Oh, okay. All right, I got it." Yeah.
I was with y'all that night.
Yeah, no doubt.
There is a follow-up question since you wouldn't date them. If you only had one weekend in town,
I'm not doing
all that. Well, we don't ask everybody, man.
Give me something else. Yeah, give me something else. Especially since everybody from DC, right? Nah, I'm good. I'm good on this one. Yeah, give me something else.
Fair enough.
I gotta go home.
Right.
It's the right thing to do.
There it is.
Okay. So are you have any more questions, Ty?
That was it. You just try to throw me under the bus real quick.
I was getting ready to say we're gonna come back. We're gonna revisit this after episode 12.
Because we still got to talk about LJ, girl. Oh my gosh.
We definitely gonna talk. We not done.
Randall, I'm sorry. There's something more interesting than what you got going on right here on this episode. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to break it to you, sir.
Okay, so yes, LJ is. So does anyone have anything else to say about Katie and Swayze?
Nope.
And Ish. Nope. All right. Next scene, we have LJ and his ex-girlfriend Lauren, who will meet Trinika and Looney. Trinika walks in and starts right off with the question. She asks Lauren, "So how long have y'all been in a relationship? When were y'all in a relationship?" States that they ended the relationship at the beginning of the year. Trinika then asks, or says pretty much that, "Wow, this is fresh." And Trinika does ask Lauren, "Are you guys still having sex?" And Lauren does say that they did have sex. The last time they had sex was last month. Trinika does say that was 2 months ago. 2 days ago. Last month was 2 days ago. So it must have been like the second of that month. Yeah. So pretty much Looney does ask. So Looney walks in and Looney does ask LJ, how will they go from sex to no sex? And LJ says pretty much, he likes to focus on whoever he's pursuing. Looney then says, "So there is no chance for reconciliation with you, with your ex?" And LJ says, "Well, you don't never want to say never." This guy. Trinika says that it seems like LJ and his ex are still in love. LJ says that he will always have love for her, but at the end of the day, that he is there trying to find something new.
I said it 2 weeks ago. LJ ain't fooling me.
You did say it 2 weeks ago.
So LJ ain't fooling me. I honestly think he need to go back and explore that. You know what I mean?
He still is exploring it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go to Sabrina. Sabrina. Now we know y'all have people still in your season.
Yeah.
person.
Say it again.
Yeah.
We know that on your season, there were some that still have maintenance people as well.
Oh my
And
God.
we know when we're talking about men, we can't always emotionally attach sex and feelings. We know that. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So can I make a
Yeah.
quick statement here? Can I
Go
make a
ahead,
quick
P.O.
statement?
Jump
All
in.
right. So in the real world, right? In the real world, there's already somebody allocated to handle certain duties while, you know, people are exploring other options. That's just a fact, right? So, you know, and I'm not trying to defend, I can't defend what he's saying, but I'm just giving explanation to why, you know, homegirl said, yeah, it was just a month ago or whatever. If you take the real world, and it could be, you know, male or female, whatever side, either, like, let's just say for men, for example, men will still have somebody that is handling the duties until they find somebody to light the torch and then they roll with them. And it's the same thing with women, but women have three different guys. They have the movie guy, they have the movie guy, the guy that takes them out, you know, to dinner and, you know, makes them feel good. They have the guy.
Yeah, I need to go get those guys.
Yeah, they have that dude. Then they got the you know, the guy that helps them out, pays a couple bills here and there, you know, just wants to see them happy and hear good things. And then they have the sex guy, and he takes care of, you know, what those other guys can't clean up.
Is this real? Because I don't know those guys.
I don't roll like that either.
I got a question, Randall, that could help us with this. How long was it between when y'all got the official announcement and the start of taping? How much time went by? For us, it was what, a month and a half? 2 months, Sabrina? What about you, Stacey?
Everybody was different. Mine was 3 weeks.
Okay.
About the same. About a month and a half.
Well, I had a little more time than that because with me, we were on the fence between the resort and my season. So I had time. I thought I was going to leave in 2 weeks, and then it was like 3 months.
So LJ had more than enough time to get his affairs
in order.
Right?
He had more than enough time to call one of these people on this panel.
But he brought on somebody that still loves him, man. Like, that's,
why would you do that?
Yeah,
do not take that witness. He will not take that witness to court ever.
Yeah, that was my thing. Why?
He did not understand the assignment. She was so self-centered, and she thought she was going to beat out all these beautiful women. Like, that's when you think that your cookie got all the chocolate chips in it, got all the fried.
And if you listen to LJ, like, he knew his ass was in trouble.
I got love for her. I would never talk to a dude that in front of 3 other women busted me out like, oh, I got love for her. I mean, but I'm trying to see where my real connection is. And you still serving cookies at the table?
I mean,
yeah, with it.
I think this was his ex's way of canceling out those other women to show him, I am the official one. They are not for you. You see this? I'm still here, and I'm gonna be here.
Baby, ain't enough water in the world to quench that thirst.
The whole thing is just weird. It's fine.
It is
whoever want to deal however they deal with rosters and be in love and who gonna be the maintenance and the sex and all this stuff. But bottom line, it made 0 sense for him to bring him here. It was an idiotic move. Like, it doesn't make sense.
He should have listened to Mike. To who else? Who else brought the homie friends? Who else brought friends, cousins, TT, godmother, stepdaddy? Who brought somebody else? Accountant, tax accountant. Who brought anybody? Somebody. So Randall, okay, since we done seen it, y'all mean that the guys on your, like the guys, y'all don't have fluid connection? behind at this point of the show, y'all don't have like a guy group chat for everybody that's still in. Y'all don't have nothing, like nothing.
Screenshot.
Y'all don't have nothing.
You know what though, Stacey? Here's another side to that. Is this when he made the decision to invite that lady, his ex?
She lied to him. I got
you. Well, I don't even think that. I think that the way that he handled it, I think he thought for a moment that it was cute, right? And there's a reality that kicks in, when it actually unfolds. And so I don't think that he expected all of it to unravel. I think he's like, yeah, I'm gonna bring this chick. I'm already smashing her, whatever. And she's gonna evaluate these ladies, and then next thing you know, the Jack in the Box opened up, and
guess
boom,
what?
homegirl shot her shot in front
Yeah,
of
clown came out.
No, facts.
And guess what? And guess what? Check stopped because you ain't the tallest. You ain't the.
Oh my God.
But maybe Theo, you have a point there because LJ.
Hush, Randall, because I'm saying this lovingly because I have no qualms with LJ. I think part of my thing is I've been on all of the panels, on everything. I've been defending his little ass this entire time. I'm like, oh, he's an islander, people from the islands, like, they have a different genetic qual about themselves. They're a little more, So part of me is like, damn, I done did all this talking. Now I gotta rescind some of my comments. Like, and he eat all my words that do not include cookies, but all the words. I'm high. LJ,
Yeah, I think he was thinking that he was just gonna bring someone new, fresh, that knows him. I did feel like he knew he was going to be in trouble because all the comments that he was making about being on the hot seat and, this is going to be everyone getting at LJ. Like, I knew he felt it was coming, but I also feel like there was probably a couple things going on in his head. One is I'm going to be perfectly honest with all these women. And if them finding out I dated someone a month ago is the worst thing that they're going to find out about me, then I'm cool with that, right? Because it could have been a lot worse. The other thing is that I don't think that he thought that they was just going to dive into the sex questions immediately. I thought maybe he would be like, they were asking what type of dude LJ is, why did y'all break up, what are some things that we could work on, what does LJ like, But they was like, is y'all...
Yeah, but people underestimate people too much. You can feel things, you can sense things, you can see things. There's so much that goes unsaid. People a lot of the times be playing themselves because there are people out here who can see you. And I just feel like a little bit about what P.O. said. Like, I kind of feel like he brought it on. To me, LJ, he could be nice and all that, but there's a front going on. I feel like he's being who he thinks he needs to be and not being himself. And with all of this other stuff going on, you got Mike with the muscles, you got Randall, he tall out here with 3 connections, you got all this other stuff is going on. And I just feel like sometimes guys do stuff like that, like, oh, I got people who like me too, like this is who I be messing with, and now I got options. Like, it was just a weird move. I don't think it had anything to do with, oh, he thought she was just gonna come on and they were gonna ask this or that. I don't think it was any of that. I think it was like something he thought might have been a good idea for a weird reason.
You know what, Jay? I just saw someone else's comment. I don't know if you can go to it, Sabrina. But it just made me think differently. It just added a different perspective mid-breakdown. But maybe he thought that would increase his value through desirability.
Correct. Thank you. Yeah. So many words, right? I mean, but back.
We gonna see next week if that check doesn't stop.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that. They didn't even make the bed up though, and he brought her on out of a messed up bed. Like, they just got out. It seemed like they just got out of the bed. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, now we about to do this thing on TV, and homegirl got unhinged. You know what I'm saying? He didn't vet her. Obviously, he didn't have a talk with her.
Hell no, he didn't.
Oh, right. No, she was staring at him like he was a piece of meat.
Yeah,
And
that's what
I
I'm saying.
believe he said he had love for her and he loves her. He said two
Right.
things
Yeah,
in that
he did.
statement. It wasn't
Yeah.
just, oh, I got love for her and move on. He was like, I got love for her. I'm always gonna love her. That's what he said. So
Yeah.
he
Baby,
gave
well, I
her
would
a
have
little.
came. Then I would, if that was my plan. I ain't even gonna say nothing. I'm gonna mute myself. But Sabrina, am I lying? If that was the plan, as a boss bee, I would have come to stop the entire show. I wouldn't have just come looking just a little bit too thirsty. Like I would have come, my dress would have been, my everything would have been on point, and I would have been like, oh, I'm that big.
Yeah.
But
Sorry,
is that the type of woman that
I
LJ
would've-
pulls?
Yeah.
but
Right.
I don't care if that would have been a type. I don't care if that's not who I would have been. I would have Kiki Palmered this shit. And I'm sorry to these people. Here I am.
Well, but you know what though, you know what, Stacey? He didn't need that, or she didn't need that because she just got out of bed with the man.
And
So
that's how he
why?
rolls. He loved
Yeah.
her. He got love for her. He was with her. She didn't have to do all that.
I kind
Yeah.
of feel like she was trying to out him, respectfully.
Facts.
I think she was trying to out him too, because she didn't have to say all that. And when Trinika had asked the question, you can tell the way it was that it just didn't feel like a natural conversation. So
Yeah.
I was just like, dang girl, why you just volunteering all of that? Like it wasn't a natural flow. I'm gonna just put it like that. It wasn't a natural flow. So I was like, sis,
Yeah.
because
He
like
hit
at
her.
the end of the day, as much love as I might have for the guy sitting across from me, I ain't gonna have myself looking like a damn sponge and I'm trying to be thirsty and soak everything up around me.
Yeah. Because
Right.
he hit her with the Kevin Hart face. Like, lie.
I mean, I
You
have
know what I
nothing
mean?
to do.
Help
I
me.
would have flipped his table over.
Nigga.
Oh, you was loving me last night.
Lie.
Look at
You know what I
Randall,
mean?
so uncomfortable. Randall,
I was gonna say, Randall, how did you feel, Randall, looking at that scene?
There's only so much I can say. That's the whole thing. But I didn't know what to say. I was at a loss for words, to be honest with you, because it was so unexpected. It was so unexpected. And looking at her body language when she was talking, like she paused for a second before she delivered what she said.
She was ready.
She
She
thought
was
about
ready.
it, right? So yeah.
Honey,
Yeah.
LJ was so green in that scene. And she was like,
Oh boy.
she was like, oh, they ready for me now. Like she came in there and knew exactly what she wanted. She knew exactly what her intentions were. She knew what she came to do. She came, she saw, she conquered. Okay. She was coming to get her man. She letting all these ladies know, all them know. I'm just, oh, okay, y'all.
Put
You
them
want
on
to
notice.
the show, boo? Okay, of course I will go on the show with you. You know I got your back, boo. You know I love you, boo. We good. No, I got you, boo.
I could tell. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, P.O.
I feel like
Go ahead.
yeah. I feel like there's not going to be any good recovery from this. And if there is
right now,
and if there is, you know, it would probably be only for self-preservation for the ladies.
No, because who does he have a real connection with at this point?
I know they trying to counsel them, try to get them two back together. They don't care. This became a counseling session for them two. Like, y'all sure you're not in love? What happened?
First of all, let's look at how which one was it?
Looney.
One of the ladies in the previous ladies' lounge, she was like, "Oh no, that's all I had to hear. He's nope." And then
Trinika.
this lady,
that was for Swayze though.
It was when they were talking about Swayze and the conversation Swayze had with
it was Looney.
Yeah. And she was like, "Oh, that's all I need to hear because what? You don't date black women?" And so we know the women are already kind of like on guard right now, feeling a little disrespected. And I think that this, what'd you call that? What's one of them sounds they make when you playing Mortal Kombat? Right. Ooh.
Oh, you can.
You can.
This is a death blow.
Oh,
I everything off my table. Finish him.
Yeah.
So, but you know what though? If so, I'm just going behind the scenes about it, right? And so if I go behind the scenes with my behind the scenes thought process, they, meaning, the people that, does the editing and makes the decisions, are not going to allow that good drama to leave too early. And I think that they will, I think they're going to hug onto that drama to keep everybody saying, we need to get him off. Why is he still there? This, and that.
Oh, no, they used them. They used them one more time for drama.
So, do you think this next episode, this Friday, is going to be a non-elimination?
I think so.
Possibly.
And if they do, it'll be another curveball, and Tommy's gonna say, "All right, gentlemen, ladies, last time, we said it was gonna be the women, but we gonna put the power back in the hands of the men."
Oh shit!
Nah, I don't think LJ makes it to the mansion.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
You mean to the getaway?
So he does get eliminated, right?
Wait, say that again.
So I think he does get eliminated. I don't remember seeing him at the getaway.
Wait, but
they wouldn't show you that either.
Yeah, they didn't show.
They showed everybody at the getaway.
Wait, but in the previous preview, doesn't he have beef with someone? Don't he? Isn't he getting
LJ
some spice with him and somebody?
No, not LJ.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry, y'all.
I don't.
Hurry up, Friday.
Hold on, but the getaway is this Friday, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he has to be there, right?
I don't think he's there.
Well, how?
They're gonna be there though. You think that
you don't think that he's going to just show up? You saying that Tyrone? You saying that he's just not going to show at all?
Or do you think there's going to be
I mean, who would he show for? Who would he show for at this point?
I mean, he had three women at the table.
No. And
I don't think Looney was there for him to begin with.
Well, that's true, but what I'm saying is that the assignment.
Randall, keep your Kool-Aid smile. Just keep it right there. Just keep it right there.
The assignment was to go, take the ladies on vacation, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I don't understand how he wouldn't just go. Like, what are they? I mean, there's no elimination.
Who's he gonna take?
You think?
Who's he taking?
Come on, man. You know how that go. They sent you
for you. I know how it went for you.
Okay. Chocolate chip cookie. Okay, you serving cookies too, Tyrone? Dang.
I mean, because what I'm seeing is this. I'm seeing that they tell them, obviously, when they say, take the ladies and tell them to pack their bags or whatever, that is just a blanket statement to sell television. That part. So everybody gets the assignment to say, okay, your call is here, show up here, right? They're going to show up, and perhaps that's where the curveball situation might begin. And I think they may not have shown him at all because they want to be able to sell the story.
And for us to be having this conversation, like, is he there?
Exactly.
Is he not?
Right. Because remember, they always like
the scrotum.
This is the part of the game. This is the part of the season where they like to isolate the drama, and they like to get people thinking and drumming up stuff or whatever. I would be surprised if they didn't even, take a break like they did in the middle of our stuff and waited an extra week to play the next episode.
Sabrina, what show number is this?
8.
So Friday will be 9?
Correct.
Right.
And how many we have? 11?
12.
I think 12.
I don't see it going well.
And 12 is just, excuse me, here's the flowers.
Yeah, I think.
No, it was 2. It was 2, right?
Yeah, I thought
So it was
11
two,
and
it was
12.
2 episodes,
Yeah.
and then the final, and then the reunion.
Yeah. So 9 and 10, you have 9 and 10 for the actual show.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering though.
That's about right.
Rihanna,
Yeah, it
how
felt weird.
then we write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're here.
I think it's the getaway, and then it's the show after the getaway, and then the final.
Where it's the pick me, right?
Yeah.
So,
Or not
so
pick me, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
yeah, this is a question
The
for
bridge
question for Randall. What is it? Is it 3 couples that make it to the end, or 4?
Oh shit, he can't
Come on,
answer that.
Paul.
Listen, Randall, you put that Kool-Aid on, you don't move.
No.
You do not move. And see, this is the advisement LJ needed. You put that Kool-Aid on and you don't move. Don't just smile it out, Randall.
But
Oh, shut down,
Tanika.
Paul. We ain't gonna have you doing Randall like that. Not on
Who was
my
it?
watch.
What's up?
It was Tranika, Looney. Was there a third person there
I think there was what?
for
What you
LJ?
mean?
LJ's
Yeah, it was
date
3.
with the
It was
It
ex.
was just Looney and Tranika, Lauren, his ex, and LJ. Does anyone have anything else to say about them?
Because we need to get into my comp.
Yeah, we need to talk about.
Okay.
We need to talk about
Welcome to TV.
the situation with Mike, LJ, Sharice, and Kadian, where they meet up for lunch, and Kadian is asking Mike who he met for his dates. Mike says like there she goes, always questioning, gossiping, always got drama. And then that's when Sharice and Kadian have words. Kadian says that she is not there to build friendships. Sharice says, but you have told me you wanted to be friends throughout this process. Kadian says, no. What I meant was we could be cool and we could build a friendship. Sharice says, well, I hope you are here to make friends. And Kadian says, no, I am not. She is not here to build a connection, or she is here to build a connection with someone. Sharice pulls out receipts and says that in text message that she says, thank you for being friends with me and thank you for encouraging me. If we don't find love, at least we found each other. Sharice says, I knew it was you. I knew you were fake. And then Kadian was like, yep, I'm fake. It was fake. Or no, she didn't say I'm fake. She said it was fake. And she says she is playing the game. Kadian says that she is playing the game. God, where do I start?
Yeah, where do you start?
I think I'll start by saying I feel like that was manufactured by production, but I do feel like what they were saying was spot on and real.
Right.
Because I don't know why LJ, Mike, Sharice,
exactly,
and
would
Katie
all
would be on a date together
lunch
at this point.
And LJ said he brought that together too. So at this point, LJ be making all the wrong moves.
That was a little
LJ
help bone. That was a little helper bone to LJ, and it was sabotage.
Wow.
Well, I don't think
Yeah.
LJ put that together at all. I think production put it together knowing that there was some previous tension that existed, and they said, look, let's just bring it all out on camera. So what we'll do is we'll put these 2 people together, and then we'll get them to talk about, X, Y, and Z, and they got it.
Yeah.
Well,
They probably had the little phone up.
Oh yeah.
Talk about this.
What we saw previously was LJ fanning the flames when there was beef before, but shit, he was scared to talk this time. He didn't want to say nothing.
P.O. Oh my God, you can't do that.
Yes, I almost said that. They do that.
Hold up, Sabrina. Here I go.
Oh my
Right.
God. Real quick, shout out to Kayla. Kayla is in the chat, Kayla.com.
What up, Kayla?
Hey, what's up, lady?
Hey, girl.
What's
Joining
going on?
us.
What's going on?
Oh my God, you
confirm
cannot
if she
do
really
that,
for the
P.O.
shits.
You can't tell all the secrets.
I didn't say no. I said nothing, but people that saw it understood exactly what I said.
You know.
Oh my God. You know what's so funny?
You know what I appreciated in this little whatever we call this date is that
Hmm.
all season long, Sharice has been being dragged for just being strong in what she wants, what she likes, and what she expects out of people. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
Right.
still in this episode, we are seeing her setting expectations. I am open and I'm trying to be an honest person and I'm believing what you're telling me. And that is a big step for any of us in any new relationship, whether it be a friendship or, you know, somebody we were romantically inclined with. So I think what she
Right.
was showing also, regardless of who fanned the flames, was her genuine like what? We were just talking yesterday and you called me bestie. You know what I mean? So
Right.
if anything, we can say some of the things that Sharice has said has been truthful. We're seeing and she's providing the receipts for it. So
Yeah.
with all of the backlash and hate she's faced, I think it's been really unfair to her.
Yeah. I
Right.
think
And
she's
I'll say
been
something.
getting better and better every episode.
Yeah, and
You
I'll
know.
say something about Sharice from
And
the
y'all
very
know
first.
this ain't easy to either.
Yeah. So the very first episode that I saw Sharice on, I didn't like her, but I knew that there was some temperature to her that they were going to change. And I know that, you know, based off of how they edited me and other folks, I knew that there would be a turnaround. And I knew that they were isolating certain parts of her personality to show that rigidness, that that hardness or whatever. But at the end of the day, I look past that and I see, just like when you see her and Samson's energy, there has to be something more to her than just this rigid anger, this bitterness, or whatever that they're trying to portray. You know, there has to be some softness to her. There has to be, some compassion and, all of these other attributes that would attract a man to a woman. And because if you look at the way that Samson is being with her, if you, I mean, if you looked at that, the Lord.
Wait, but you got to give Katie and credit because that was like so perfect. I was dying. I mean, like if tit for tat is a person, she is ready, baby. Is she not a slick attorney on the side? She ready, baby.
Right. But yeah, I think Sharice is going to bring. You're going to see a little bit more and more of the other side, the flip side of Sharice, and I do like the fact that she came and she dropped a bomb. She kept it 100, and there was no fakeness. Homegirl was trying to make it out like, oh yeah, you just talking and you don't know what you're talking about, but meanwhile she's like, nah, I actually do, and I'll show you and I'll show everybody in the room. And so I did appreciate that coming from her because it wasn't just like all shade. There was some realness to
it. Yeah. Agreed.
Real quick, can we get Kayla to confirm if she is Scorpio or not?
Yeah.
Kayla, if you are still in the chat, can you confirm that you are a Scorpio?
Is Tyrone shooting shots?
Could she be an Aquarius though?
No, I just trying to see if my eye is right.
He got eye of a tiger, y'all.
Yeah, so I thought that was all production, love production. Because as soon as I saw them on screen, I was like, why is Katie in with with Sharice and LJ? I was like, I am here for the mess. I was like, I'm ready for it.
The guys looked so uncomfortable. They were just sitting there like laughing and smiling and being kind of weird. I don't know, as if you guys, the three men on the panel, if you were in that situation, would you have said or done anything differently or been like, ladies, like anything? Or would you just...
That's a great question.
Yeah, I was thinking, why didn't they say something?
Yeah.
Like it took them a long time. And it felt like most of it was edited too. Like there's probably a lot that we didn't see.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how much actually went on. You know what I mean?
I think I would say at a minimum, LJ probably, jumped in there and said, "Hey, ladies, you need to calm down or whatever," because he just seems like that type of fixer in that sort of situation. But production was like, we're gonna let this whole thing ride out. And if had it have been me in that situation, I definitely would have said, "All right, look, this is a little bit crazy. It's getting out of hand."
Yeah.
But I think it was motivated by production, and they may have said that, they may have tried to put an end to it, but yeah, they didn't. We didn't see that.
Because what do we know about men? Men don't like that mess. You
Yeah,
know,
they
like
don't.
a few weeks ago when we saw Mike and the what's the lady's name that had gotten eliminated maybe 2 episodes back? She wore the beautiful white dress, goddess.
I know what you're talking about.
Shakira.
Mm-hmm. We saw him looking uncomfortable in that moment as well. So what we do know is that whatever we got to say about the men this season, one thing we can tell they don't like is beef.
But men will say in a minute, stay out of women's business. You know what I mean? Like most men, they're gonna be like, that's their stuff. You know what I mean? And usually when men do say something, they be like, why you all in women's business? You know what I mean? So honestly, they did exactly because it was messy, but it did make me feel some type of way though when Mike was in the men's lounge where he was like, yeah, Kadian was just saying this, and then Charisse kind of attacked her. And I just was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's not how I saw it. So I don't know. But that's when he was saying that he had put Charisse on the bottom for like, someone that he wasn't feeling. When he said that, I just was like, that's not how it really happened. But
you got a point, Sabrina, because we did watch y'all for like 45 minutes at the reunion.
Sure.
you talking about our reunion?
Yeah.
We gotta talk about 5 minutes.
That was good.
It was longer than 45 minutes.
Well, we know our reunions. We film that stuff from before the break of dawn, before the Lord's up, when the Lord gonna sleep. Like we already know. We are there, y'all. I'm telling y'all, we are there for 16 hours maybe.
Yeah. And how much food?
First of all, y'all ain't gonna be playing that because Stacey had great food. One thing I can't complain about was mine. Next, y'all should have called me and consulted me.
Yeah.
But I felt like, okay, so if I can read into things, I felt like Mike, I didn't like Mike doing that at the moment because right before it, if you notice, Samson had just put someone that Mike pursues at the bottom. So for me, it just felt, what's her name? Lord.
Kayla?
I'm
Brandy?
so sorry. I think, was it Brandy that
Brandy?
he put at the bottom? No, it wasn't
How?
Brandy. Somebody else.
How? No.
Oh, what?
I think it was. Kayla. I think it might have been Jamala.
No.
I thought it was Looney because he said he was getting friend. Was it her? Was it Looney?
I can't remember, y'all.
I think it was Jamala.
You talking about Samson?
I think it was Jamala because they had Panda Randall when he said it.
No, it was Looney and Trinika at the bottom.
You're right. You're absolutely
Trinika,
right.
And doesn't Mike have a connection with Trinika?
No.
Oh, I
remember he said that Trinika, she was be walking back and forth by the window or something like that.
Oh yeah. Somebody.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so sorry. I'm getting confused. I'm sorry. You know, when it gets this late in the season, some things just kind of be running together. My bad.
Yeah. Okay, so Charisse says that Charisse says that Kadian talked about all the men really, really bad. She invited Charisse out with her sugar daddy. Kadian says that Charisse talked about Samson's car, and Charisse called Kadian a big bad bully and a bobblehead, and they are both done. Does anyone have anything else to say about this scene here?
I believe the sugar daddy comment.
She was like, and that is a lie.
Like, she probably got on her after the thing. Girl, I tried to put you on, and you up here putting us on.
Putting us on blast. Yeah.
Just trying to get your rent paid, and you over here
Playing with me. Playing
Right.
with that light bill, girl. What PO said? You like somebody to cover your bills? Number 2, what's your number 2 man, the bill payer?
Yeah, exactly. See, I told you
I
there's
was-
one
I
of
was
them.
sounding-
Now we
I
gotta
write
figure
that
out.
down.
I was
figure out
sounding
who the
up when
pastor
you
dude
said it,
was.
and now it done came to bite me.
Okay.
I was gonna write that down. You said what was the 3 men that I need?
You got the movie man,
The
you got the
movie
bill
man.
payer dude, and then you got the dude that wrecks the shop.
I don't want nobody wrecking my shop.
Oh my
It
God.
needs to always be open for business. So
all 3 in
Don't mess
one
up my
team.
Netflix
Yeah.
plan. Oh my
right.
God.
for my husband. Like I'm not trying to wreck it, and it's like not even my husband. Like if my husband wrecks it, it's okay. You know?
All 3 in one. Nobody has time for all of that. Not at this big old age.
Oh.
Yeah, that's 20-year-old things. That's what we do in our 20s. The movie man, the bill man, the sex man, you know.
I was getting ready to say, because I'm so abstinent right now, and I'm so like I'm not even single. I'm single. Like I'm single.
I'm gonna do
Like-
a little cleanup for you tonight.
Like if I were to date somebody, I would never have to put my phone on vibrate. I would never have to turn it over. I would never have to put it on do not disturb. Like I just would. I'm so single right now. Like I just. and I'm
That's
not
standard
gonna
practice.
You know why? Because I'm dating intentionally right now.
Right, absolutely. I feel you, Sabrina, because I don't even have to charge my phone tonight, girl. It ain't nothing goes in.
I feel you, Stacey. I look at my phone and be like, it'd be all right till tomorrow afternoon. Like I won't be on it. I'll be on it for work. For y'all.
Do not disturb at 8 o'clock. I don't even care.
Yeah, facts.
What? Spell this out.
Yeah, like I'm just chilling. I'm just waiting for the right one at this point. I'll wait forever. So the men meet Tommy in the men's lounge, and they discuss who they are and who they are not feeling. And Tommy mentions that they will be going on a trip next episode. So pretty much side note, just off the subject, but Swayze does not wear drawers. Mike meets with Trinika and Samson and Looney. What'd you say?
But he always has on jeans. That's just like
It's the jeans that got me, but I think it's
I
kind of
know.
healthy for guys not to wear drawers. Well, all of us.
for everyone not to wear
It's
drawers.
healthy.
I've only met one guy that does not wear underwear.
Theo, do you wear drawers with your jeans?
Well, so wait a minute. So let's just unpack the phrase of drawers. Drawers is something that you take off that you throw and it's balled up in the corner. That's drawers.
Oh,
I wear boxers.
okay. Boxers, briefs,
Boxer briefs,
underwear,
yeah.
jock straps, all that. Like, do you wear anything?
Yeah, I do. But I mean,
Like
there's a
every
difference between
day?
there's a difference between underwear and drawers, is what I was trying to say. That's all.
Okay,
Oh,
so
you
you
know
do
I'm
wear
from the
something every day.
Maybe I'm from the South. We call everything drawers.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Yeah.
a blanket.
Everything is drawers.
Yeah.
It's like a
It's
everything.
all,
I mean-
it's all encompassing. Drawers is
You
all
wear
encompassing.
something.
I only wear them until I don't have to.
We don't differentiate anything
Yeah.
down here. We like, what? But I just feel like sometimes like with jeans, it's the texture for me.
It's the texture.
And it
Okay.
depends on how tight the
Randall,
jeans is too.
Tyrone.
Do you wear drawers as a whole? Do you wear anything?
Yes.
Drawers?
Yes.
You wear
I
it
asked
all the
He's like,
time.
you
you,
even-
Tyrone. We're gonna get to you in a minute.
Do you
Yeah.
wear it all the
Oh.
time, Tyrone?
Yeah.
Even with your jeans?
Except for bed. Yeah. Yeah.
Randall, do you
Yeah.
wear drawers,
Yeah.
jock strap, thongs, biker short, all of
No
the
thongs. No, yeah, yeah. But,
I don't know why I said thongs.
Like, whoa.
I don't know why.
yeah,
Okay. But do you wear something every day under your pants?
yes.
Okay. See, I like my men to wear underwear, drawers or whatever, because I just feel like after a while, because, you know, like you might get hot, you might sweat, you know, like when you wear boxers or underwear or something, like it absorbs that sweat. If not, then you just is swinging in the jeans, and it's just, I just
Primarily for
feel like,
containment
It's
purposes.
containment.
and it make me feel like that you're gonna walk around and down there gonna smell like onions, and I just feel like
Oh my
it's just
Jesus.
so uncomfortable.
Sabrina.
Where my pearls? Jesus, next time
Yeah, I just feel like everybody
pearls,
should,
I'm clutching them, Jesus.
I mean,
especially because y'all got extraness down there that's out. You know, like we're
I feel
in,
like-
y'all are out, and it's just a lot. Just you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, and then
It would be
and then
uncomfortable.
next thing you know, you're walking around with abrasions and stuff like that, and that's never a good
right,
look.
right.
Ay, ay, ay.
Right.
Okay. So pretty much Trinika is meeting Mike, and Samson is meeting Looney, and Looney is the one to get eliminated. I'm not going to go into all that, but does anybody have anything to say about the elimination? Like, do you feel like Auntie Eva says, Miss Sabrina, so after dark?
Well, I don't know if y'all noticed, but gotta love Samson. We just don't need him doing another elimination because he was speaking in past tense. So I would have already known that this isn't a corrective date. This is my limit date from the beginning. You know what I mean? He was like, well, you were, and like, go back and listen to it. It was very past tense to me. It was, so I was like, oh, she's the one.
Yeah. I was like, is he trying to life coach her right now? Just
And then it was crazy because
let's get to it.
And he brought yellow flowers, and I was like, oh my god.
The
I
funeral
was like,
flowers.
don't tell me he's gonna bring her flowers and tell her you are not ready to love. Like, here
No,
are your flowers.
Here y'all go, not liking gifts.
I like the intention. And I love
me
flowers.
too.
So
I loved it, but it was bittersweet. It was bittersweet.
If I'm gonna go out, let me take something with me. Shit.
I think she was ready to go. I think Looney
Yeah.
was ready to go in real life. In her head, she was like, my man is not here. Let me just go ahead and go. Like, I'm good with it.
and I
Yeah,
love
but
how she
y'all know-
received it. She
but
did a
y'all
good
know-
job with that.
And y'all know at this point, it's so many different moving parts that by the time you're this far in, you're exhausted and you just like,
Facts.
oh my God.
I believe it.
Well, just lay it on me what it is.
Oh my God. Are
Like
people
Trinika
kinda
said, she was like, what?
what's up? What's going
No,
on?
I'm not saying he sent her. I'm not complaining about Samson at all. I think he was a perfect gentleman, everything. I just think that in the moment, you know, and it was a very graceful departure. Yes. I'm saying in the moment, I don't know if y'all caught it, but like when I was first, you know, listening to it, because I was like, ooh, either lady can go. But then Samson was speaking in the past tense, and that was just something like that I zoned into. Like, I don't mean any harm by that.
Yeah. She took it well. I think her dates were Samson, in which she saw Charisse, you know, put it out there. And then I think her second date was LJ, and we all know how that went. So, you know, like you said, all these moving parts, I feel like Looney just feels like her person is no longer there.
Yeah, I think after the whole LJ date, I think Looney was just done.
Yeah, I would have been like, look, I'm not counseling no more people trying to get them together. I'm here to find my own.
Yeah, she was on the date with Samson, and Charisse was like, you might as well go home, girl, because, you know, like.
Do you see how politically correct she was when she was talking about the date with LJ at the confessionals?
Who?
She was super, super nice about it. Looney.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, you know, you ain't got no connection with LJ. And then, you know, the confessions happen probably, what, a week or so after the date?
Yeah.
But Looney is one of those people, and Tyrone and P.O., you can probably speak to this because me and Sabrina already know. She's probably one of those people, like, after the airing, after everything, and after you really get to know somebody, everybody's friends with her. And they probably would have been like, oh, I should have taken a deeper look at you. But you know how we are at that point, we so far off everything. That is no chance.
Mm-hmm.
But I really enjoyed Looney. I loved her energy. I loved
Mhm.
her vibe. She's a beautiful woman. She moved with grace and class, and I adored her.
Yeah, I thought she was amazing. It was beautiful. That was great.
How did you guys feel about Trinika's reaction when she was on, when she was kind of,
I was a little surprised by it because I actually know her personally and I don't really ever see too much of that energy from her over these years. So I'm gonna have to call her and ask. That's what I'm gonna do because I don't know. I was like, girl, you was about to cut that man.
Can I say this? So
Yeah.
when I was on a date, when I was on that date with Precious, and they saw me quote unquote blow up, everything that was played was in reverse, right? And so when y'all when I did when I had like big energy, it was like after the fact of all of that stuff that played out. So I think in some cases, and this might be one of them, where she might have said, yeah, you know what, give it to me straight or whatever. And then I think it might have been out of sequence the way that they showed us that her reaction back. So, I mean, I would give, maybe 50-50 on the editing. And then the other part, obviously, the words came out of her mouth. So those were her words. But, placement of those words probably might have been a lot due to editing.
Well,
I can receive that.
Just speaking from experience, we know whenever there's a ladies' lounge or a men's lounge, we all know that day. And we know if we get the call, it's a chance. So some of us are so surprised, like, what? Like, what's going on?
Right.
So as much as Trinika did surprise me, I was not surprised either. Because we know what it is, and we're kind of like, I'm putting forth this genuine effort. I feel like I have these connections. Why am I here? Spit it out.
Especially because she did show up a lot. I feel like she did, whether it was all romantically or this or the other, I feel like she really put the effort from what I could see. And just knowing her and watching her trying to talk and listen and understand and be available and connect, I think she did that. So maybe there was some energy. Like, I know you're not trying to say I didn't put myself out there. Like, come on.
I feel her, period, point blank, because that's what happened with me and Frank. And when Frank, because I even said it, I was like, Frank, I was like, don't sit here and blow no smoke up my booty. I was like, stop playing with me because the guys we talked about, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't really been, reaching out. I was like, that is the whole show. I've been sitting there saying that. Like, come on. I was like, you playing with my emotions and you lying. And that's why I got a problem with you now. I was like, don't be on TV. Don't be lying and stuff. Like, don't be saying the stuff that production's telling, because it's going to get you in trouble, Frank. Like, don't do that, Frank. Like, don't be up here lying on me and stuff. So I really didn't appreciate it. And that's why I was a little, I had a slight attitude, because I was like, it's different if you coming up here and you spitting facts and you saying, Sabrina, this, you did that, you didn't do this, you did that. I would be like, yeah, you're right. But unfortunately, everything that he said was not right. It was like he was going by that thing that they was telling him to say, and it wasn't true. And I was like, yeah, I got a problem with that. But.
Well, and then it was her strongest connection. So it's like, nah, come on now. Now you know.
That was Mike, right?
It was Mike, yeah.
What's this about? We right here. What's this about?
Yeah.
Boom.
Honey, when I saw Trinika, I was like, damn, that's my scene with Frank.
Yeah.
Joy even had one of those scenes last season. Joy, when was Demetrius?
Demetrius, yeah.
She was about to cut him.
Apparent. I mean.
But see, that's the thing. Like, I know I've been on the chopping block several times, and for no reason. But I think, like when.
Come on.
No. So,
I almost spit my water out.
Come on, Paul.
Here's the thing. What y'all didn't understand was when I was on the block, I was actually taking. I'm serious. I was actually taking somebody else's spot you know, based off of what was going on in the lounge with the ladies, like I never was on, well, I knew that, but I never was on the bottom. However, they put me there, I guess, for the fact of selling the show to keep people engaged. But there was a lot of stuff that was closed off. So when I was like when I was at the meeting with Precious or whatever, we sat down literally 2 seconds, and I'm sitting here. When I pulled up, I'm like, okay, let me hear this BS. Now, first things first, yeah, I heard them say, "Oh yeah, he's not open," and that's couldn't be the furthest from who I was. Anyway, I was always straightforward on the show. Um, and then like within like 1 minute of me sitting down, she's like, "Yeah, you know, the ladies met. We feel like you're still ready to love." And they was like, "Oh, you can't do that. We gotta redo it again." And so I'm like, "Oh, you want to redo it? Okay, now I'm gonna give you that big energy." And then that's when y'all saw that energy. But realistically, that wasn't for me. Like I was just like, well, okay, what? Why am I here? So yeah, I had no idea. And if you, I won't say who the person was that whose uh, seat I was filling, but y'all would be surprised to know, you know, who was supposed to be in that seat. But for dramatics, I was the elected official.
Paul, we know. So you were one of the main people I was talking about when I was saying that the Potomac season didn't make their intentions known early. I mean, I
That's what
found
they
out
showed.
afterwards you was in there.
I remember
You know,
Yeah, but that's
I
what
found out
yeah,
you was in there the whole time. So like,
right.
I know, but the whole time I was like, Paul, like stop playing around. Like just make it known. Other than the scene when you was talking to Tiffany. Was it Tiffany?
Yeah.
Not Tiffany. It was at the mix-up, the pool party. That's one of the few
Tina.
times you had said
Tina?
something. But
Yeah,
I feel like you should. Yeah.
but see that, and that was the thing. They were very, very, very good with the isolation, because if you talked to anybody that was there, it was always up front. But they isolated that because they had to sell the story, and I get that.
Yeah.
You know,
I knew you was in there. I was always Team Paul.
no
But
doubt.
I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you to make a
remember.
move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember you saying that all along, and I'm sitting here thinking all this time. I'm like, man, I made it to the end, and they are not really showing how I really did that. So, and it was one thing to keep the people engaged, because, of course, if you sitting there and you seeing me and you're like, damn, he's doing all this crazy stuff. How did he end up at the end? It just doesn't make sense. And it, the way that they showed it, it didn't. But it was enough to keep people engaged to say, I wonder if this is going to be his week to get out of here. You know what I mean? So, on one instance, the selling the show, I get it. But at the same time, I think they did themselves a disservice, because the stories that I had, in the process were great stories. But they were so much focused on, we need that individual to spark, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's that.
Okay, so to wrap it up, let me ask you, Randall, up until this far, with Looney being the one to be eliminated for this episode, do you feel like that they made the right decision between Looney and Trinika?
Yeah. I think,
Why do you feel like that?
I mean, especially since Trinika is one of my connections. So,
Good answer.
it's a given.
Good answer. So let me ask you this, and I know maybe the other panelists might have questions too. Moving forward, we know that you can't say too much about the next episode, but do you feel like a lot will? Sorry. I don't mess with the mosquitoes. Y'all know my dog, my doggy. Do you feel like that a lot will be revealed? And do you feel like by next episode, you will kind of narrow it down to who you think you might be with?
I can't really say what's going to happen. All I can say is it's a lot. This next episode is going to be a lot. When I watched the preview for it, I just took a deep breath. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
How do you think the preview made you? Because we everyone saw the preview, so let's discuss just the preview a little bit. How do you think the preview made you look in a sense?
I don't know, because I only looked at it once. So,
Do you have it, Sabrina?
I don't. Oh, wait a minute. No,
I
wouldn't be able to show it anyway. I wouldn't be able to show it.
Oh, I missed it. I'm sorry.
I got a question, Randall. Are you happy with how the process turned out for you?
again, I can't really say so far, but right now, things are just about to get tough. That's all I can really say. Because there's a lot that's still going to happen. You know, a lot of what people think is going to happen right now is probably not. There's a lot that's getting ready to happen. So just stay tuned.
So let me ask. I'm gonna piggyback off of Tyrone. So are
Yep.
you happy with the person that you end up with in the end?
Ooh, don't
How do
answer
you know?
that.
I was about to say, you know he can't answer that.
How do we know?
Don't leave, Tito.
Or not
Don't
the
answer
show?
that, Randall.
Why do you think I'm gonna make it to the end anyway?
Get your ass up, Paul.
Oh my God. Let me ask you this, Randall. Do you feel like with the group of women, the 10 women that they had on this season, when you came in at the very first time and you saw the women, were you like, yeah, they did good. That's my type. That's my type. That's my type. Or were you like, nah, ain't none of them my type, but we gonna see where it goes?
They did a good job casting. So a great job.
So
A great
So-
job. Yeah.
so my
I felt
question
like
to you
that
is,
too.
I have a question for Randall.
We about to
So-
restrict your questions. I'm about to meet
Now this is gonna be this is a real one. This is a real one. So, given the fact that you saw our season, right? And when you pulled up and you seen the mixer and you showed up and all of the 50 cameras was there, like, how did that make you feel? Were you nervous, or, was it just like, okay, I'm here now, let me just get in there and do what I do?
When walking in, I was nervous. Like as the truck came around to the house and everything, and I'm walking through the hallways, it just seemed like the hallway just kept getting longer and longer. I was just trying to make up in my head what I'm gonna do. They was like, you can get the champagne or the cider. So I'm gonna get the champagne.
Right.
But when I got to the table, I had cider, right? So
I did too.
Yeah, it was nerve wracking. But once I sat down and started talking, then I got real comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Would you ever do it again?
Probably
Ooh,
not.
don't answer.
I got another question, Randall.
I had that one. Go ahead.
What was your
Pause Randall first before you answer, and I'll let you know.
Oh my God.
I answered that one. Go for it.
what was your thought process and approach going in? Because sometimes the fellas can get together and everyone's got a different mindset. Some people just go for quantity. Some people really try to be vulnerable. Some people want the shine. What was your approach?
Honestly, because I'm really more like a intimate one-on-one type of guy, so I didn't really know how I was gonna go about it at the mixer. And I'm really laid back. So what I wanted to do is just make sure I just talk to everybody. That was really it. Just try to feel everybody out and just go from there. I didn't have no expectations. I didn't know if I was gonna get through the first scene or the first episode or what. I just wanted to make sure I talked to everybody and gave myself a shot.
So how did this process challenge or change the way you approach dating?
I want to say that I was a lot more open than I normally would be. I wasn't so quick to like shut down completely with things because you see red flags and stuff like immediately, or things that you don't like in people, and then you're quick to just like shut down and not really like see if you can fight through it or if it's worth fighting through. So I think that's something that I definitely learned from this one.
Randall, the lady in Sun is asking, what are your true thoughts on the nickname Rara?
It's a good name.
You like it? I love it.
That's how I feel.
Great
Also,
answer.
Autumn's
Hey, I got,
Magic. I'm sorry, Pio,
I'm
real
sorry.
quick. Autumn's Magic wants to know what's Randall's sign, and then Pio can go.
Okay, I'm an Aquarius.
Okay. Yes, Pio. Sorry.
Okay, so Randall, tell me, man, like I know like the guys from our season, from season 6, we pretty much are, we can all sit down and have a beer. You know what I mean, at the end of the day. So do you guys have that same camaraderie? Are you guys,
Yeah,
kind of cool? Can you reach out to people and actually, talk to them?
yeah. I can
What
pick up
about
the
the
phone.
ladies?
Yeah, like Samson was just on here, but yeah, I can talk
Okay.
to all of them. No issues.
How about the ladies?
No issues. We can pick up the phone and talk.
Oh, okay. So they're all cool with each other as well.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh my
He
gosh.
ain't in the ladies group chat, Pio.
Right. Neither was I, but I know exactly how the ladies feel about each other. Trust me.
But once filming stops, or that episode right before the reunion, everything changes, and then right after the reunion, every relationship changes.
Facts. I always say that. I always say that the dynamics of everybody's relationship will absolutely change because
After the reunion airs.
Huh?
After the reunion airs.
That's
Randall, which one of the fellas have you gotten the most cool with?
Okay.
Not to cut you off, Sabrina.
No, you're
My
fine.
bad.
No, you're
no,
good.
I was gonna say,
good.
which one of the fellas have you gotten, to be the most cool with?
Pretty much cool with all of them. I would say I talk to Mike a lot, and Samson. Talk to Samson all the time. So
yeah.
Oh, so
They
you
seem like they got good energy though.
You just cringing when I was going in on Mike.
Huh?
That explains your faces when I was just going in. Oh my. Don't talk about my homie. It's all in love. It's all in love.
And see, keep in mind too, Randall, we don't really. I mean, y'all, it's kind of the same stuff I had to go through. I think we all went through this. People are critiquing, and they see what we see on camera. We don't know what the hell you guys do behind the scenes. So we don't know what those connections really are and how that stuff really played out in the background. So it's kind of like, we can only talk about what we see. I know, though, I'm smart enough to realize, because I've been in that situation, that, half of what we see is real. The other half is contrived scenarios, things like that. So, if sometimes if you hear me or somebody else say something that's a little off, it's only because we are going off of what we see. But I get it, because I lived that whole season with that.
So, Patrice, I'm not going to ask Randall because we all know Randall cannot answer this question.
Yes, he can.
Patrice, no, he cannot. P.O. So, Patrice would like to know, P.O., are you in a relationship now?
I've been in a relationship for quite some time with myself.
Oh, so you don't have like a lady friend, like someone you can cuddle with and spoon with and take your underwear off for?
You got your number 3 lady?
Oh, the third one. There you go.
I mean, what's the ranking? You gave us the ranking of men.
Yeah, right.
What's
you got
the ranking of women for men?
Yeah, you got the cash man, you got the movie man, you got the smash man.
So what you got for ladies? What do the ladies have?
Yeah, so me, I operate in the universe where, I just see me and, what's right in front of me, and I just move like that.
So, P.O., are you single? You do not have a lady friend. You are single. You are dating.
I mean, I have plenty of lady friends, yeah.
He's like,
do you have a girlfriend, P.O.? Are you?
Well, I have a girl that's a friend, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Wait a minute, can you give a direct answer?
Wait a minute, we getting off track here, because this is about
we on track.
Episode 8 with the live panel. Randall, back to you.
Oh
If
my
you
God.
do have a girl right now, she's gonna be upset with you when you get off of here.
LJ, I mean PO. Which one is
What's
it?
up? It's gonna be. Oh wait, Samson. Oh, what's up, Samson? Hey, my man.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
see you in-
Samson, how are you? Samson says,
I
yes,
see-
sir. We gonna hoop when I fly back, bruh. Is he talking to
okay.
you,
Hey,
Randall?
Yeah.
Samson, I respect you, brother. You got 48-year-old knees and you still hooping. Kudos. I can't do it.
You don't have no 48-year-old knees. That man does yoga. We know they like 30-year-old knees.
Well, I mean, yeah, I got a true 48-year-old knee. One of them at least. So there's no hops. There's no hops on the right leg at all. You know. But I wasn't really much of a I mean, I shot hoops, but I wasn't really much of a hooper. I was more of a football player. I was a quarterback. But there's that. Yeah.
All right, guys. Does anyone have anything else to say about Ready to Love Miami, episode number 8? What would you like to conclude with?
I would say shout out to all the people who made it this far and have still got their sanity intact. You know, shout out to them. Shout out to all the folks that have been able to leave gracefully. You know, because that's not easy. You have an idea of how you're gonna go out. Sometimes you don't even know that you're going out. You know, Tiffany last year had no idea.
She had no idea.
And we're gonna stay tuned because the show, in the end is gonna have to show some drama, to keep us tuned in. So, I'm anxious to see how it goes.
I don't know. I have a quick question for Randall. With what you're seeing now, do you feel like there's more intentional or quality or powerful moments that could and should be shown on television before the Jake throwing in the arguments? Like, was there more meat there that we're really not getting, like, that you kind of wish that we were?
Yeah, for sure. There was a lot more substance than it is actually portrayed on TV. A lot more. Yeah.
You know what, Jimmy? That's a good point because I was almost kind of upset again that they're showing the women going at each other. And it's almost like they can't seem to get away from that. Like they really didn't have to show that date at all.
Right.
Really. So.
Yeah, that date, that particular date had no meaning to what the task was at hand. It was an added date for drama, for dramatics, period. Like that was the only reason why the producers sat around and said, let's put these people there, let's put these particular men here in this situation and let it play out. They knew what they was doing.
I'm really hoping one day we can change our collective appetite in the media that we like to consume.
But I think
getting old.
No, but what I think it is that everyone on camera plays it so safe. So what do you have to see? You see whatever the interactions are that they show you on camera. I think that the mean potatoes are happening off camera, texting and y'all little sneaky links. And unfortunately for this season, what we're seeing,
Randall's like,
well, he said no. So
but I mean, what have we seen so far? Like even the group dates is not like, you know what I mean? All we can go off of, and I'm saying this as someone that, as some of us that's been through the process, it seems like, like on my season, people were pretty much in each other's face. They were showing their intent. It was no place to hide on camera. You know what I mean? Like if you're feeling somebody, if you're not feeling somebody, whatever it was aired out. But on this season, it just seems like maybe a lot of people that do have genuine chemistry, some of that, and I'm not speaking for you, but I'm just saying that a lot of it is not being cultivated in a way for us to see it.
Yeah, I think though, I don't know. I think that the show, what's going on is that these writers of the show is really killing the authenticity of it. I mean, if you notice,
Writers are the
if you look,
editors.
oh well, no, so if you watch the credits, there's a credit that comes up that says writer. So you have somebody that's actually writing the story, and then they're slotting different people into these quote unquote characters to fit the bill. So there's
Correct.
actually a collective group of writers that are sitting there saying, we want this guy, regardless of what Randall does, Randall's going to fit this narrative. And then they use these confessionals to sort of back that up. And so regardless of that, they're going to slot these people in these places, and then they're going to build a story and then, show us the content based off of that. Really doesn't have anything to do with, their love, their relationships, the types of conversations that they have, because they're all steered. You know how it goes when you go into that confessional and they pull out that iPad and then they start reading to you all of the stuff you said, and they ask you specific questions to trigger the story and steer it in different ways so that they can contrive these scenarios. So that's what we're seeing. It's not that, he's saying, I picked this person and this is why. It's he's with this person. Let us show you what we are telling you as to why he's gotten to this place with them. So once they get back to real, television without having writers and putting people in these places, we're always going to see that dramatics, the drama, and the BS, the fluff.
Yeah.
Speaking of confessionals, in a recent confessional, somebody said, why the F would you say that? Where'd that come from?
I don't know.
Would you say what?
When they show next, I figured we could talk about it because it was in the previews for next week.
Yeah, it's in the previews. You'll see why. They actually show it. They show the whole thing. They show that.
Yeah. I saw it.
Yeah. But to what P.O. was saying, you're right about a lot of it, especially that they even cut stuff. Like I got a digital exclusive that I'm still trying to figure out why it wasn't in episode 3. Like that's probably one of the best scenes. I'm trying to figure out why, and it would make more sense for the same storyline that they were writing, but they make it a digital exclusive instead of putting it on the TV.
Yeah, they're see, and the thing is like for me, I know this because for me, I was actually in a scene where me and the person I was on a date with, we was down there crying, but they didn't want to show that vulnerability because they wanted me to be in this rigidness.
Your character. That's outside of the character they created for you.
Right. So it's just crazy.
I'm sorry. Randall, Roberta wants to know, is being on the show what you expected, and did you think that you would make it this far?
What I expected? Well, no, because I didn't think I was going to make it this far. And when I first coming into the mixer, I was just hoping to get through episode 1. And then when I did that, I was like, all right, well, maybe I can stay for like maybe 2, and it just, so.
Yeah. How are you dealing with the additional exposure that you're getting in your life?
That's weird. To be honest, it's awkward. That's a better word for it. This weekend, I seen a lot more of it because like I was just in DC, so like going to the airport and then being in the city and walking around. People walk right up to you, leave their dinner table and start talking to you. Like I did not expect any of that.
Just put a wig on. That's what I do.
It won't work.
I call myself.
It won't work.
I don't stand out, right? But people walk right up to you, taking pictures. That's all different.
Yep.
Different.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things though that I wish that they taught and they talked to us about when we did our media training, because they tell us how to talk to people from a PR perspective, but they don't really tell you how to deal with this extra element of people that are coming out of the woodwork. Like I was out on a date and I went to a restaurant and I went to check myself in for the date, and I could not get a seat because I'm sitting here talking to these people, trying to, be, courteous and all that, understanding that people are fans and supporters of the show, and they watch me. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, I'm hungry as hell. Like,
Right. Like, I just want
you know what I'm saying?
to sit and
Yeah,
eat. Yeah.
yeah.
That.
So
For me,
Listen,
and I'm sure Sabrina can attest to this. Like for me, it's different because I have kids, and it's different because I get approached while my kids are present. You know what I mean? And it's like y'all are talking about this stuff in front of my kids. Like I don't talk dating in front of kids. Like so, it's always like so weird for me. And it's crazy because it's always like frick or frack, which one are you? And I'd be like, oh shit.
Yeah, I know you get that. Oh God.
Here we go.
But nobody tells you how to deal with that. And for me, that was a little bit overwhelming because, to be honest, like I'm from the streets, so people coming up to me out of nowhere and just rolling up on me makes me feel a certain way, and I'm like, like how do I even know you? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's kind of like that PTSD from, coming from a bad neighborhood, and you got people that roll up to you in the street, in the street, and it's like, that meant drama. So it's like now I'm seeing all of these different folks, and I'm like, damn, like, okay, but then I have to realize that these are, and I forget that I'm even, I forget about the whole show and all of that stuff. I'm living my best life, and you don't get a chance to just sit there and eat your fish sandwich and have your beer no more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Samson just made a good point. Black love is beautiful, and yes, I have seen Sylvie's Love, and I love the movie. It's very climactic, I guess, as far as like someone that's going through the process of, reconnecting and maintaining a connection with their true love through life. But it's more of like stage kind of like old schoolish, so it's a very captivating movie.
Right. So when are we going to get some 2022 representation of good people who are doing great things, who are actually Black and happy and enjoying each other and not going crazy? Like there's just so much more. And I was really hoping originally in deciding to review Ready to Love that was my interest at first. Like, okay, because that even the word in itself, ready to love. So I'm thinking we finna see a certain level of maturity, a certain level of conversations, a certain level of love. And that already comes with its drama naturally. You don't need to contrive scenes with 4 people who don't like each other and can't. And so I really, Will Packer, OWN, they dropped the ball on that. And they have a responsibility if they're going to be in this space. And people have been saying this for years. So this is why it's hard for me doing media, the television and stuff that I do. It's hard because it's just like, everything is on paper. Everything is controlled by writers, production. There are walls, there are boxes, you're put in rooms, people looking at you, waiting. It's a lot of weird stuff that goes on. And I just think we're missing the mark. And it's kind of sad, honestly.
Right.
Well, in the defense, so just to give a different point of view, y'all like for me, when I went through the process, when I watched the show previously, and as I see, the growth of the show, I think y'all gotta understand, well, not like y'all gotta understand and you don't understand, but from my point of view, I'm just grateful that Black love can be breaking through because that's something we've never seen before. A lot of, when you look at some of the other shows like The Bachelors, they've been on for 20 years, so they've had years and years and years to get their formula right. And I think that to a certain degree, like I can appreciate the fact that whether we see a little drama mixed in here or not, we are seeing real couples make it, and we are getting a glimmer and a little bit of hope that Black people in general, we are loving and caring people, and we know what love is, and it's okay for us to seek it in whatever avenue we choose to find it. You know what I mean? So on, just on the opposite end of what you're saying, Jamie, I'm happy that we are given a space and a platform, and it might not be perfect and we might not always like it, but we are seeing that we genuinely we're a loving and not aggressive. We're not barbarians. We're not anti-relationship. We're not anti-love. All Black men are not players. All Black men are not, you know, bad fathers. All Black women aren't twerkulators. You know what I mean? I'm just happy that we do have a platform where some breakthrough to the stereotype.
Right. That's true.
Fair enough.
Randall, you want to answer that question?
Honestly, the most shocking is the preview for the next episode.
Dang.
But you know what though? I guarantee you, it ain't gonna play out nothing like what you
How
saw
you think it's gonna be?
Yeah.
And I can't.
It might be way worse than what you think. And you know what? It's always that one episode where you're like, that's not what happened.
It makes you so mad because you know the network is the machine, and so whatever they say, it doesn't matter what you say. It's what they show us is what we believe.
Right. I can't wait to really be able to talk about everything, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been there.
FYI, Randall, have y'all filmed the reunion yet?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's, you know what? I think Samson did tell us that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's done already. So.
But see, and you know, that's what's crazy. You do this reunion after like episode 2 or 3, so you really don't, you know, you like, so by the time you on like episode 8, 9, 10, you wish you could go back to that reunion.
Exactly.
I bet.
I don't know.
Like, man, what?
That's a reunion.
What's up?
We can leave. I said I don't want to go back. We can leave it how it is.
No, okay. He must have got off scot-free.
Yeah.
Must be nice to be the Prince Charming of the show.
Okay.
Yeah, he got out on him.
So real quick, I'm going to go around and I'm going to ask everybody just give a quick answer if you can. Roberta Robinson asked, if you were to change anything about the format of the show, what would you all change? So let's go around, starting with Randall. What would you change about the format of the show if you could change anything?
The cutting floor. I would leave a lot of on the show. Because even in my conversations, a lot of what we're talking about isn't there. They just have me saying like slick lines and stuff like that. So everybody's like, what is he talking about? Or I'm playing games. No one knows what we're really talking about, what questions I'm asking, or why she calls me a nerd. None of that stuff. So I wish it was a lot more of the substance to be there.
Yeah. Tyrone?
Yeah, I think I would take away the eliminations, especially the public eliminations. And I think instead of eliminating people, you can just have someone slowly but surely like die out in the filming process, right? And then if there was one more thing, I would give the cast a little more control, you know, with the dates instead of, you know, them trying to force you to date someone that you're not attracted to, right?
Yeah.
It's like a waste of my time, waste of their time. And I think there was one more thing, and I would say give the cast the opportunity to recommend a scene that they were in. To say, hey, I feel like this scene will help the audience learn a lot more about me. Can you please add this in at some point? You know what I mean? Even if it was a totally separate, you know, where are they now session, or, you know, behind the scenes about this, you know, about the cast, and just do something like that just to highlight the cast, because I feel like they would probably watch that before all the other episodes.
Yeah. Jamie? Let's go to Stacy.
I'm with Ty. I would definitely push the eliminations back until at least like the 4th episode. I would definitely make like the 3rd episode. I would have 2 retreats, you know, like the first retreat of everybody together. And then maybe later on you can do all, you know, like the narrowed down couples. But I would definitely do that. And then I would also encourage like more one-on-one dates.
P.O.
So I would definitely not change the eliminations in the beginning, more particularly because then that would give people no incentive to go out there and put their best foot forward. They would feel more relaxed. I wouldn't change that, but I would limit Tommy's role in terms of, I would keep him as the host and let him talk to the guys in the gentleman's lounge, but I would add an extra component in there to provide some relationship coaching or how to build and strengthen connections. I think that's a key part that's missing. We don't know how to nurture those connections, or some of us don't. And so we're going to Tommy, but Tommy's not an expert in that. He's just a common man. So I would really provide, maybe some expertise in that area. Well, both from a female and male perspective. But other than that, I would also allow people to assign themselves to the dates that they want and not sort of, be placed in a situation where, hey, try and figure out and, force a connection with somebody that you're really not feeling.
Jamie?
Yeah, pretty much a mix between what Randall and PO said, because I think, Gus and I, we've talked about this on our show before. Getting the cutting room floor together and adding more substance. As a viewer, we enjoy actually learning more about who you guys are. It helps us connect to the connections and gives more depth and understanding as to why what's working, why it's not, and it's just more like when you watch a movie, there's a whole character development that happens before all of this other stuff starts happening, and it helps the audience connect. So I think it's really important to keep substance and to keep depth in there and not just quips and one-liners and stuff like that just to get through 30 minutes or whatever. And PO, I agree, definitely needs some relationship coaching and counseling of sorts. It doesn't have to be a full-out therapist, but there should be somebody who comes into the ladies' lounge and slides. I think Tommy does a decent job with the men, but when things happen, I think if there's somebody watching in the background or whatever, and then they can chime in and say, hey, this is what I saw, or this is what I think, or how do you guys feel? Something that will help guide. Because if you say you're, ready to love, we know how challenging relationships can be, relationship with self and relationships with other people. And a lot of us need help filling in the blanks. So I don't think that assistance would be such a bad idea to actually, end up with some real and quality couples at the end. And lastly, sometimes I feel like they could bring in some new people sometimes. Like when you're seeing it's getting stale and maybe y'all made not wrong casting choices, but they're going a little bit dry and it's not working out the way you thought. I don't know what would be challenging to add some other dynamics and sometimes to just kind of see, and not 2 or 3 people at the pool party, because I know that happened, but just something along that nature so people are actually getting to connect with people they actually like.
Yeah. Samson says, simple answer, set the rules upon the onset for all to follow. So we either date as we are only dating one, so they can see themselves with one, removing the competition factor, but then that, lends to no drama.
Yeah, the competition is weird.
Yeah, the competition part of it. Yeah, I completely agree. And I agree with, like, all of you guys said one thing that I would have said. And the other thing that I wanted to add is that because this is a dating show, my thing is at the end of the day, if you're going to have 10 women and 10 men, if you're going to have these 10 men, get 10 women that are probably compatible with these 10 men. Like, don't just get like a group of men that look good. They got beards, they're bald, and you know what I'm saying? Or the women that, make it to where these 10 men fit these 10 women. Period. It makes sense from their application. People don't understand. We go through hours and hours of interviews and the evals and the psych evals and the questions and meeting the producers. And I mean, it's a process. They don't just pick us and say, oh yeah, Sabrina, we're going to pick her. And then like I'm on the show. It doesn't work like that. It's a whole process. It's a very time consuming process. So I'm like, dang, if they really did that, then why is it that I'm on the show and it's only maybe a possible that I'm interested in. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that they should do better with that, you know, and plus with pretty much what y'all said, like all that. So does anyone have anything else to say to conclude with episode 8?
I would say this, Randall, I'm definitely rooting for you. I'm rooting for Samson and Mike. Swayze is, you know, as if he, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, you know, if he's going to come around, but, you know, I think you three guys are my picks to go all the way to the end. So I'm waiting to see what that looks like. But yeah, I'm definitely rooting for all of you guys. And I will say that, you know, you three are the most, are the ones that most represented themselves, I think, in different facets and different ways that I would represent who I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's go around the room here and let everybody know exactly where they can find you on social media. If you have YouTube, etc., Twitter, definitely put that out there so everyone can follow you on socials. And let's start with Randall.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Scott31, and Twitter, Randy_Savage31.
What's up, everybody? Tyrone Wilson. You can catch me at Ty Wilson21 everywhere. I am rooting for everybody. So, yeah, that's all I got.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Are we going in which direction?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm P.O. Paul. You can catch me on Instagram at 100 Sightings. I have a very vicious project that I'm working on. I can't really talk about it yet, but trust me, it's going to be worth the wait, and I will announce it. So just follow me, and I'll put you up on game.
Well, I gotta keep it simple. I'm Stacy_B with 3 E's on whatever. I can only deal with Instagram though. I had a patient, but I'm just so excited for Friday's episode. I'm looking to see, you know, more than two good couples. You know, at the end of this season, I'm rooting for all of you guys, and you know, I can't wait.
Yeah, I love it. I can't say as one person who's not been on the show. I've done reality TV, but not for months. Shout out to all y'all for enduring all this, because I'd be looking all the time like, "Ooh, couldn't be me, could not be me." So it takes a lot, and I am very familiar with production and television and how that works. It's exhausting. It is a lot. It is emotionally taxing. It's draining. It's tiring. It's exciting and it's fun, but it's just a lot. So you guys are all really dope for enduring the process, and you know, so I admire that. And I'm Jamie Alexander. You can find me on Instagram under this name and on my YouTube. Got a lot of fun content, and yeah, that's it.
All right. And of course, I am your host, Miss Sabrina Soul. Thank you so much to everyone that joined me tonight on this panel. You guys are so amazing. Shout out to Randall. Congratulations on everything. We're going to watch you to the very, very end. We are super excited because, I mean, we're reviewing it. So we're excited to see what's going to happen. We're excited to see what's going to happen next Friday as well. Thank you so much to everyone that's in the chat. Thank you to everyone that joined us. We appreciate you so much, even if you did not go into the chat. If you have not hit the like button, I would so greatly appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up on the way out. If you have not subscribed, that would be so amazing. If you do subscribe, we have some amazing content, some more amazing content coming your way as well. Anyway, other than that, we will see you on Friday for my live reaction watch party here at 8 p.m. And yeah, other than that, if you're watching on the replay, comment down below who your predictions are going to be for the very end. Anyway, love you guys so much, and we will see you again very